whānau, welcome along to the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. First day of winter, sunny outside and ready to heat up inside between the Franklin Bulls and the Auckland Tuatara in the Sky Broadband Rapid League matchup between these two teams from the 09, the unofficial battle for BP Drury. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand for this one. And Casey, these two teams really need to contribute to their overall standings in the Sal's NBL.
No doubt about it, as both squads chase securing a finals position. The Tuatara on the outside looking in. The Bulls just barely hanging on. They need to get good victories and a lot of points in this Rapid League because it all leads to points percentage, as you can see on the Rapid ladder, where the Giants and the Phi are top of the table, 10 wins apiece, doing a lot of good for those teams, Sal's NBL prospects. But down towards the bottom of the ladder, that's where we take a look at the Bulls and the Tuatara. 5-7 for the Tuatara, and being outscored right now at this level, but not to the point that the Franklin Bulls are. Both teams looking to see if they can't lift those winning ways and break.
Here's how it looks through round 11 of Sky Broadband Rapid League. And the Jets get the big win. The Phi take the win over the Bulls, the Globox Arena in Hamilton. And then we've got another game to go. Trafalgar Centre tomorrow, King's birthday. Giants and Hawks live on Sky Sport. Starting five for the visitors, taking State Highway 1 down. McIntosh and Wilkie, Riley on the perimeter, and Ledger and Barrow on the front line there. They'll be a handful for this Bulls starting five, who has a mixture of youth and experience, but also a lot of consistency with the likes of Varnold, Coca Gray, Anderson, who's come up from the Phi. Casey Nafor gets regular minutes now. He has become a local player. And Marcel Jones, years of experience. Marcel Jones on camera right now. We are ready to tip this one off. Your barter card referees for this one. And we'll get ready for this one with these two teams.
Well, you see the scoring there, pretty close. The difference is the Bulls giving up nearly just over 38 points per game. That's the second worst in the competition. The rebounds need to lift for the Bulls. They've got a negative rebound differential. That's going to be problematic against this Tuatara squad.
And here are the referees. Sasha Nicholson, Michaela Sharp, and Sam McFadzean. We are ready for this one. It'll be Ledger and Nafor to get us going. And it will be Zach Riley back from University, Fordham, out of the Bronx, 4 years there.
And played all 16 minutes in his Rapid League debut. His third game back with the Tuatara, the first one he started, the NBL game.
Finds Barrow underneath, and he's fouled.
That's a lovely little pass there by Zach Riley. Interior passing there. Nick Barrow does a nice job of sealing, but look at this angle. He comes across, Barrow just seals him down there. Great recognition. Oh, you got that spot? I'll drop it to you, and Nwafor comes over the top with the sledgehammer. Hacks away a little bit at that one. Barrow to the line, hits the first.
Casey Nafor immigrated to New Zealand 2016 from Nigeria as a kid. Played at Rotorua Boys High School.
Dominant in high school for those Rotorua teams. And has been hanging on with the Bulls the last few years, but as you mentioned in the pregame, finally got some clearance to play as a local, and that has enabled him to find a lot more time on court.
Rather, he was 16 years old. He came to New Zealand, not in 2016, apologies. Got a hand there to it. Stays with the Tuatara. 15 on the shot clock, plenty of time.
That's a nice look for Wilkie, he can hit that. I think that stays here. I think that should stay with the Tuatara. Looked like it was off Nwafor. A lot of hand battering between Barrow and Nwafor during that, though.
I think it came off Nick Barrow.
Jump ball is the call. And the officiating crew came together. Nobody had a clear look at it.
Except you, but no one asked you.
Well, I've got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure every official in this country has heard enough of me.
And the turnover in Nick Barrow's eyes, but he can't convince the referees. That's a big move right there.
If you just go the other way in confidence, sometimes they just let you have it.
Stays with the Bulls. The 4 up high to Vano. And splits the 2 players of Anderson and Coca Gray. That is the turnover.
Don't like to see sloppiness applied by the Bulls here in the Rapid League. They need to take better care of the basketball in the NBL, but what happens down here is often the shadow of what's about to happen in the next game.
Barrow up high. Riley looking for the pin down for McIntosh. Spinning, finds Riley, pulls the trigger. Barrow. And it will be Bull's ball as he stepped out on that rebound.
Nick Barrow tried to save the hang time there a little bit, but touched the ground before throwing it backwards. Physical box out by Nwafor. I'd like to see this Tuatara squad throw it into the block a little bit more often. That's a little bit success early. The jump shot's not going for him now.
Good block play, Ledger. Josh Ledger gets that. Wilkie with it. Finds McIntosh. Great hit. Cross-court pass on the angle. McIntosh will get another go at it. And then he gets the rangefinder to correct.
Second time is always the charm. When you get a second look at it, feels so much better. Nice find by Wilkie in transition to create the first opportunity.
Vano operating with Nwafor. Barrow picks him up. Youth and experience battling down low. And there is experience of Marcel Jones.
Makes himself available, nice little cut. And then this dependable little half hook shot all around the basket. He can hit that all day.
Ledger in the key, over the top of Marcel Jones, who held his ground and let him shoot long. Here's Vano pushing it. Jones thought about. And then it's now be Anderson. Not a lot of movement. Back to Vano. 10 to shoot. Deflected. Nwafor gets it. 5 to shoot now. Nwafor, this little baby hook will do him wonders, and then just too strong on that one.
A solid defense by Barrow on a couple of possessions. Tuatara on the run.
Zach Riley's hit on the drive. He hit to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Marcel Jones saying that he didn't get contact there, but not a lot of force coming off that layup. Take another look at it. Nice steal by Nick Barrow. A lot of contact against Nick Barrow, actually, on that drive by Zach Riley. That might have caused that flat tire on the finish. Regardless, Jones goes to the bench. Zach Riley goes to the free throw line.
Zach Riley, father Brad Riley, tall black, went to the Olympics in 2000. Zach spent 4 years at uni in New York at Fordham.
He enjoyed his time up there in the Wild Hundreds. But back now to chase that professional basketball dream. Graduated with a degree in engineering.
Well, it's always good to have a trade, isn't it?
Especially if you're trying to be a basketball player.
Yeah, absolutely. Engineering a big, big feature of basketball.
Gets the angles. Geometry is somewhere in there.
You got a master's in business, Casey?
Yep, master's, an MBA, not a master's.
MBA, my bad.
Yeah, it's way more prestigious.
I've got a much more prestigious Bachelor of Commerce.
Even better.
Without honors. Here comes Riley to the cup, and then I do have a postgraduate diploma in tourism, which I've never used.
That's a good one, too. You should have kept going after that.
That 3 is good. Zion Anderson knocks it down.
We really like that run, pushing the pace all the way down the court. Josh Ledger waiting for the basketball to inbound. Not sure what the issue is, but the Tuatara are off and running now.
8 seconds to go in the quarter. Riley in a little bit of trouble, so just decides to try and shoot it over everybody, and that's short. So that's the first quarter here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Tuatara have a 2-point lead, 7-5 after 1.
Well, not a ton of pace in the opening term, as we just had 11 shots in total. 2 threes made on 4 attempts between the two teams. But early on, it's the turnovers of the Bulls. They had 2 of them in that opening 4 minutes, and that's really the difference in the game. And if you want to make a difference in your game, why don't you order a large meatball pizza? Online code SalsBaller25, valid until Tuesday the 3rd of June, or use that QR code right there. Under 33 bucks, can't get a better deal than that.
This isn't, I'm trying to catch up, but did you hear my call yesterday? Saints Nuggets and the segues I used.
I heard some of them, I didn't hear all of them.
And because you are the segue king, as we try to get in a Sky Broadband promo, how did you think I went?
Well, I thought pretty good, especially when I went back to the broadband and reviewed it a couple times. Because I have that Sky Broadband fiber starter from $50 a month, it comes through so quickly. And if you'd like to get that too, you can get that offer at skybroadband.co.nz or call 09-525-5555.
$50 a month for the first 12 months is a great deal.
That's a great deal for pretty much anything. $50 a month, I'm just like, sure, what is it?
Well, no, it's not a great deal for if you listen to our commentary.
Oh, I'd say it's
paywall on that.
Call it pretty good, come on.
McIntosh will have a start the second quarter. Latu in the game for the Tuatara. Kick out to Wilkie. No, that's pretty.
Love the pace that Riley came off that handoff with. All downhill, forces Anderson to come out of the corner to help, leaving Wilkie open for the triple.
Alessiale Maile in the game for the Tuatara, the Bulls, as Anderson gets to the cup.
Beautiful little change of direction there. Went from right to left hand on that real low dribble to clear himself of the defender and get that finish at the cup.
Latu ball to Riley. It's catch from Barrow, back to Riley, puts the ball up, and Fall with the rebound.
Tuatara much better when they get some kind of penetration, either off the dribble or off the pass. When they don't get that, it really hurts their offensive efficiency.
Nice look. And one for KC Nafor off the penetration from Christian Vano.
Well, perfect two-man game there. Vano draws the bigger defender, Nick Barrow with him, takes him out of that, off that on-ball. See how he keeps him. McIntosh doesn't peel off early enough to take away the roll man. That allows Law Forward to get great position down low. A little bump as he's going up and a chance to tie things up from the Chemist Warehouse now.
Nafor makes it. It ties us up at 10. McIntosh giving it to Latu. Turnover. Anderson. He's fouled by McIntosh on the drive. Good defense leads to good offense from the Bulls.
Really similar action to what happened last time, but this time Anderson gets up and bodies Riley so he can't get that curl tight, and then in transition just attacks the body of McIntosh, realizing the smaller player can't keep him from getting where he wants to go on the court. Gets to the Chemist Warehouse drive, misses the first, so we're still deadlocked at 10.
Only 3 team fouls for the Tuatara in this quarter. 2:52 to go. Gets his own rebound as Anderson.
Poor blocking out though.
Vano dropping it off for Nafor, who goes again. And he tackles Zach Riley, which is just an awkward basketball movement there.
Law is trying to get back in the play, but not paying a lot of attention to what's going on. A little bit of contact from Ledger coming through, but he created all of it and he just jumps back into it. Doesn't see that Riley's going up there for the rebound. Thankfully, no injuries there. Could have been much worse than it ended up being.
Unfortunately for Chris McIntosh, we look at KC Nafor, he fell on Chris McIntosh's leg in their first game of the Tuatara season, way back in March. There's Chris McIntosh there, and he's out for a few weeks with injury.
That's what happens when Law falls on you.
Yeah, he's a big body.
He throws it around as well. Wilkie open on the wing. Strong hands by Nick Barrow. Just able to secure that.
Get it between two Bulls players.
He just carves out some space, Nick Barrow. He is, just looks like a very unassuming dude, but that frame does not move unless he wants it to. And he throws that weight around willy-nilly out there on the court.
The 32-year-old is Wilkie has it blocked by Maile.
Got him on the side of the head, clean with the ball up top, I think, but the follow-through is the call from Sam McFadzean, that got a little bit of dome on the back end.
In fact, Nick Barrow's 33. He's ageless in my eyes.
33?
Born in 1992.
These young fellas keep getting older. It's weird.
Wilkie misses the first. Dylan Wilkie spending some time in NBL 1 in the last few years. He's come back to play for the Tuatara. Grew up on the shore.
Got that really nice quick release. Good size for a guard.
Long arms. Shooting action. Barnell kicking it back to Anderson, who knocks down that three.
Well, Wilkie just lets him line that one up. Should have closed out a little bit tighter. Instead, he closes out short, gives him the space to get into that shooting motion for the finish.
A foul on the baseline there.
That's Nwafor from behind. That's going to send Josh Ledger to the line. Both teams in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Take another look at that Anderson triple. Wilkie closes out just short of the three-point line. And today's basketball game, short of the three-point line, you're just giving guys shots. Everybody's got that Steph Curry mindset to shoot several feet behind the arc. Ledger hits the first.
Josh Ledger played for the Bulls 3 years ago here. The 24-year-old makes the second. Tied up again at 13. Second quarter, Sky Broadband rapidly. Barnell took the runner. The 4 on the offensive glass. And Barrow battling down the middle. Nice work from Ledger to secure that rebound.
Nice job by Nwafor on the glass, but he couldn't just decleat Barrow at all to get a little bit closer on the shot.
Nice work from Riley. The pullback dribble and knocking down the clear three.
Looked very fundamentally sound with that little dribble move, the step back creating the space for the triple. Tuatara in control.
That's how Jones shoots the 3 and 4. Grabbing the rebound like Dennis Rodman. Coca Gray ran into Barrow. Varno with 4 on the shot clock. Riley has it for the Tuatara.
Bulls not really reading what was given to them, forcing things, determining where those passes are going instead of reading the defense.
Oh, heat check time for Zach Riley.
Great screen, Nick Barrow up high, taking away the defender. Marcel Jones too low off of that to affect the shot of Riley from beyond the 3 line.
He's got 19, turnover, poked away. McIntosh tracking it down, finding Wilkie. Clear 3 ball all the way is good.
What an explosion by the Tuatara. Up to 22 points. It was a tie ball game not that long ago. Suddenly they are well in control.
I would argue this is their best half of Rapid League all season long.
Definitely their best 3 possessions.
Marcel Jones misses that. McIntosh pulls down the rebound. Riley happy just to walk it up. There's around about 2.5 seconds to go before halftime.
Oh, did not want to call that player timeout just yet.
No, they just have a differential of around 2.5 before they called the BNZ player timeout.
That's a poor job by them, actually. But thanks to them calling that timeout, we get a chance to give you some tickets to the big game. Scan that QR code and you get a chance. But that actually is in favor of the Bulls. That gave them 5, almost 6 seconds back. 19.7 on the clock, just 14 on the shot clock now. The Bulls will definitely get it back and have another shot at it. And if they hadn't called the timeout, more than likely the last possession of the half would have been theirs.
Could have just burned that clock right down here, right, Casey? McIntosh to Ledger, back to Barrow on the Chemist Warehouse line. The 15-footer is sweet. And now the Bulls will call their BNZ player timeout. 30 seconds, no coach interaction and no subs on the timeout. So the Bulls, they need to get a bucket here. They're starting to blow out. 11.
Of course, it's another chance for you to get that ticket to the big game, thanks to BNZ, inspiring the next generation of Kiwi Hoopers. Maybe if you get some tickets, that Kiwi Hooper might be sitting sideline with the group you bring along. See if the Bulls can't claw into this lead after 11 straight by the Tuatara.
Coca Gray to Anderson. 3 to shoot. Anderson. Oh, Ledger.
Oh, no.
2 shots coming up. Unfortunate Josh Ledger.
That was very clean. That was very clean. Great defense by Josh Ledger. He reaches over that left arm a little bit. Let's see if there's contact on that left arm when he's coming up. Yeah, to me, that's nothing but a block. Ledger does not get the benefit of the doubt, but we're going to put a little bit of extra time back on the clock.
Just use that QR code to get yourself some of these sweet City Edition Rapid League uniforms, or your favorite Sal's NBL team uniform as well.
Got to get the lavender. What I would like to see is some jersey technology that not only does it look lavender in color, but has a little air of lavender about it when they're running around.
An
Kind of like a jersey diffuser.
like a scented candle, like a.
But a scented jersey.
I like it. I like that.
But only for the lavender. I don't want to smell what the Tuatara scaly teal jerseys look like.
No. No, not really. Makes the second.
0.5 left. Ledger lets it fly. Touchdown, but no bucket.
That's us, half-time. 24-14. That is the score here at half-time. The Tuatara with a great second quarter. They're banging it down from all over the floor here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. And they had a 17-point explosion on the offense.
Yeah, impressive defense. I think that's where it started for the Tuatara, getting back-to-back stops and then finding a little bit of range from deep. Started with the McIntosh three there. Zach Riley finding some space on the way to the cup. Ryan Anderson does a nice job of replying. But it was all about the tray ball for the Tuatara in the first half. They went 5 for 9 from behind the arc. And despite the Franklin Bulls attacking ways into the bump, it just was not enough to stop that onslaught. Those 5 triples equaling 15 points. And that is the difference in this ball game, especially during that fantastic little stretch where they hit 3 straight and then capped it off with the Nick Barrow 17-foot jumper. Ledger loved the little dish pass. He was pleased with the action, and why not? The Tuatara shooting 50% from the field on the day and 56 from behind the arc. Even on the rebounds and a couple of assists up. Turnover game, 3 turnovers to the Bulls, just 1 to the Tuatara, but the Bulls have found some activity on the offensive glass, where they've been able to pick up 3 second chance opportunities too by Casey Nwafor.
There would be, as we see Luther Muhammad back in the building, used to be on the Bulls, MVP last season for the Franklin Bulls. So good on that half-court offense, and what a pickup by the Tuatara for the remainder of the season after Dave O'Hickey left.
What a find.
What a find.
It's not players of that quality, MVP quality players, aren't really floating around at this time in the season, and to lose one in Dave O'Hickey as he goes on to other basketball opportunities. Summer League.
Okay. Oh no, I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry.
Are you just throwing that out there that he may get a quarter?
Just throwing it out there. But then, but to have Luther come in and be that type of replacement, a different type of player, but certainly one who can be as effective.
Coker great, given space, close out by Riley's good, but it's a little late. Vano, excuse me, knocks that down.
Vano drops the triple, and that's just what the Bulls needed. They did not have a lot of luck from 3 in the first half, but opening up the second half right.
Nice pass from Latu, straight down to Ledger.
Oh, love that penetrating pass from the top. Once he got that there, Ledger in great position and finishes it well.
Here's Vano again, to Miley. Here's Coker great. Miley with his feet set. That is going to be the Tuatara ball. I'm going to say, Casey, that there has been a lot of Rapid League games where the Tuatara haven't hit 5 threes overall.
I would say all season up to this point. I might have to go have a little square, but I would think this is their season high in threes. They have not been a three-point shooting team, but bringing in Zach Riley, bringing in Luther Muhammad, that has allowed this Rapid League squad to just stabilize in terms of talent. A lot going on there while I was talking.
Halasiale Miley just double arm checked Chris McIntosh, who is the...
You are not allowed to cut here.
Tuatara enforcer. Here's Riley taking Coca Gray down on the block, left hand. That's just nice from Zach Riley.
Well, it's tough as a defender to give somebody 7-8 dribbles and let them back you down with no help coming. Eventually, a bigger player is going to get the advantage. Somebody for the Bulls has to rotate over and give them a little help.
Miley. Latu with a slight hip check there as he got caught in no man's land. Noah Latu. Related to Tavita Latu, who plays for the Northland Taniwha in the NPC. And here is Riley, just going to work.
Look at the footwork, little step back. Textbook footwork, though, coming back to the middle, that long step, finishing with the left and then back on the other side. Alasiali Male gets credit for the shot. Looked like he might have still been dribbling when he got hit, but off to the Chemist Warehouse he goes, trying to cut it to a 9-point deficit. He won't be able to do that.
Right at 27, he's already played 20 Rapid League games in 2020. He is a stalwart for this Rapid League team and the Bulls. And Varnell, Coca Gray played a lot of minutes off the bench in Rapid League. Riley slips. There's Latu. Managed to keep it. No, they don't. They turn it over. And then it's Miley with a turnover. Another head to Latu. Left hand finish. Nice work. Almost got tangled up with the four. Managed to keep it and put it in.
Riley, great read to get that steal, then kicks it ahead. Latu with a clever footwork on the finish. Back to a 12-point lead for the Tuatara.
Coca Gray kicks it out. Miley pulling the trigger on that one. That is good.
McIntosh just does not have the height to affect Miley there. He kind of gives him a second look, doesn't even change his windup and lets it fly.
Wilkie feeling it. That's the three on that one to the right. Here comes Varnell. Nice move from Varnell, just a little hesitation. And then caught Riley out of position.
Second foul in the quarter on the Tuatara. Next one will send the Franklin Bulls to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Barrow in the game for Ledger. Varnell with left hand. Gets the roll. Nice work from Christian Varnell.
Great speed and really use of misdirection. Came off those screens of Wafor, and he set those really nicely to give him that advantage to get to the cup for the finish.
Latu. Good match up with Miley. 8 to shoot. Riley with it. Has a mismatch. Down low does Nick Barrow. And nice recognition from Riley, who had the big on him.
Yeah, the Bulls coaching staff looking for a 3-second call. Nick Barrow down there for a while, but not long enough to get the whistle. Excellent find by Riley again to drop it in from up top.
Miley driving off the glass. Can't get the roll. The four on the offensive glass.
And Barrow gets a little handsy. Wafor gets a tee because he did not get the whistle he thought he deserved. That bucket will not count.
He's a little frustrated from the couple of other plays previously as well.
Well, he's a player who likes to play physically, and sometimes guys don't like the medicine they dish out. So there we see Nick Barrow, see that little arm grab there and that pull there. He wanted that whistle.
Collected one on the way down as well.
But it doesn't look as bad live as it does in slow motion. And there certainly is a lot of hand fighting going on both ways between these teams right now.
And the four will sit as Marcel Jones comes back into the game. Wilkie makes a technical free throw.
Stretches that lead back to 10. Bulls shooting just 38% from the field right now. They are 50% from three, but need to find a way to get some efficiency going down the stretch of this ball game if they have any hope of clawing their way back in.
Foul away from the ball.
Male just gave another little check to Chris McIntosh. They're having a laugh about it. But I'll tell you what, that is
That foul's on Vano, by the way, as well.
The foul early, and then after the whistle, just a little extra. How's your father? Doing good over there? Good to hear it, but physicality certainly lifting. Both teams in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
McIntosh making the first. There's Wiley. That's the roll on the second. Latu comes in to the game for Wilkie. Dylan Wilkie sits, and it will be the Bulls. Truvano with the ball, down 12. Second quarter offensive explosion by the Tuatara. He's really put the Bulls on the back foot here. Vano, he shoots the three. And it's not often you see that from Vano in the offense, but they need to hit big buckets. That's a good start.
Well, they're struggling to penetrate this defense in any sort of regular fashion. So Vano's big triples, that's his second of the quarter, certainly giving the Bulls team the offense they have been searching for.
Good pressure from Coca Gray. Shot clock is off, and now we've got a foul.
It's on Marcel Jones.
Coca Gray with the foul, and that will be shots coming up.
Back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe we go. The Tuatara have been making a living there. 8 for 11 there on the day.
Tuatara, 9 assists and 11 field goals as well.
Which is what you love to see, that kind of unselfishness, that kind of efficiency with the pass.
It's over 90%, Casey.
And it's passing with purpose. It's not just chucking the ball around, but it's like, what am I looking for with this pass? I wanted to get somebody who can do something with the ball.
He's
doing that with efficiency.
The shot up as the third quarter comes to a close. Tuatara all over the Bulls here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. As we head into the fourth quarter, they are in control by 10, 36-26.
And they are shooting 52% from the field compared to 41% for the Franklin Bulls. And that separation and efficiency is the separation in the game right now. From deep, both teams have hit 5 triples. Tuatara at a slightly lower clip. And if you'd like to get yourself a wee bit of lunch before the NZNBL starts up, give them a buzz now. It'll most likely be there on time. Delivered large meatball pizza from $32.99. Use that online code SalesBaller25. Or just use the QR code and get it set in automatically, valid until Tuesday, the 3rd of June. Or just get your fiber starter. Anybody who doesn't have Sky Broadband yet, why not? $50 a month for the first 12 months. That is a fantastic deal. You can claim that offer at skybroadband.co.nz or call 09-525-5555.
Coming into this game, the Tuatara, Casey Frank, 11th last in the league, averaging just 6 assists per game in Rapid League. They're currently looking at 9 as we get our fourth quarter underway. Here's Latu. Tuatara averaging just 3.25 threes a game as Riley acknowledges another assist. That's the 10th.
Love that cut by Zach Riley. He's not cutting just to cut, but he's cutting to be a scorer. He gets down low, he pivots out of it, seeing that he's got an angle for the finish. Nice find by Wilkie to get it to him.
Marcel Jones knocks that down. Three starting to connect from everybody, to be honest. That's the 6th 3 for the Bulls, and they actually average just under 4 a game. Latu
can't get the roll. And now the Bulls got something going in transition. A bucket here, they might have themselves a chance.
The 4 pulls the trigger. Riley with the ball for the Tuatara, picked up by Coca Gray. In the corner is Latu. Anderson right on him. Nice hands from the 4, tough pass. Here comes Casey, the 4. The two-hand flush.
Nick Barrow just pulls back, decides not to contest, doesn't want to make it an end one. But that does make it a 7-point ball game, and the Bulls are getting active in passing lanes, seeing that efficiency of execution drop just a bit for the Tuatara.
The sun's starting to stream in here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Another turnover. This is interesting now for the Tuatara. Looking to close this game out, but the Bulls are coming. Jones for three, high arcing three, missed it all. And it will be the Tuatara ball with Chris McIntosh to come in the game. Latu takes a seat.
Excellent challenge by Josh Ledger there. Really getting vertical to make Marcel Jones feel him, and that pushes that shot off just a bit. Would have been a much different ball game had that dropped, but the Bulls aren't done yet.
Here's Wilkie. Looking for a cover, looking for a handoff. Zach Riley.
Oh, we're going to count that.
It is. That counts for Zach Riley. Felt the contact, got the bump, banks it in, going to the Chemist Warehouse line to shoot one.
How about Zach Riley? 16 points on the day. Look at that. Hoop the harm, rattles it home for two. And now off to the Chemist Warehouse strike, where the Tuatara have been solid today, 9 out of 13. 6 points more than their opponents at the stripe today.
Zach Riley, they're making the most of him. He's played every single second of this Rapid League game. His first game back last weekend. He also played every minute as well.
A lot of, they haven't counted the bucket yet. They need to put the 2 points on the board. There's a little bit of question.
Just in the venue, not on your screen. So it is 40-31.
There we go. It's now caught up. They've got the bucket there now. That's Zach Riley was like, where's my bucket?
Makes the free throw. Lead back to 10. Under 2 minutes to go. Jones pulls the trigger on that. That three is good. That is the 7th three for the Franklin Bulls in this game.
Marcel Jones has 2 of them, the second of the day.
Ledger has it poked away. And the lives flashing before those ladies' eyes as Casey Nafor is trying to track down that ball on the sideline.
Tuatara sloppy with the basketball here in the 4th quarter. Had a big lead. The only thing that really can cut into it is giving away possession, and that's what they've been doing.
McIntosh with 3 on the shot clock. And 4, another rebound. It is rebound number 8 for him.
Bulls are playing excellent basketball. Need some more pace on the offensive end.
Vano, fouled, going to the cup. He'll shoot 2.
Nice drive there. Just has Nick Barrow in front of him and is able to bait him into the foul. With 1:08 remaining, comes off there. Nice little change of direction. I could go left, I could go right. Barrow reaches over, gets him in the head. Good whistle. Off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe goes Chris Vano. 8 points for him. He can become the first Bull in double figures if he hits both of these today.
Zach Riley on a heater. He has 17. He also has 5 assists and 2 rebounds and a steal.
6 for 9 from the field, Zach Riley.
Vano has 9 and 5 assists with a foul shot to come. Rotorua Boys High School. Vano, 20 years old. Makes the second 5-point game. 66 seconds to go. Ledger feeling the pressure in the backcourt. Riley, got from corner, almost trapped, manages to get it out of there, and he gets it back. Burning some clock down. 8 now on the shot clock. Here's Wilkie, a little bit of a shoulder feint. Fall away. Marcel Jones can't box out Nick Barrow effectively, and it will stay with the Tuatara.
Yeah, Marcel Jones closed that gap. He thinks he's got a little bit of extra contact. That's what caused him to lose possession. But his was the last hand to get to it. Take a look at it underneath, and well, that's close from that angle.
Turnover.
Turnover back. No, Zach Riley called for the foul.
That is the second team foul, so still just Bulls ball.
A two-possession.
An impromptu little huddle without calling a player timeout here. With 39.7 to go. They're down 5, the Bulls.
Yes, a little surprised they were able to get away with that one. It's all about pace in the rapid league.
So the score's 41-36 with 39.7 seconds to go.
Two-possession ball game. Get one here. We got something interesting.
Vano to the cup. Too strong.
That's really nice defense. At the rim there to be able to contest that, but not foul. Bulls should be desperate now. A little surprised they're not fouling just yet.
Just one team foul in this quarter. Show it's hard from the 4 to shoot for Ledger. And he's fouled. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Beautiful patience, running that clock all the way down inside 10 seconds. If it makes or miss, it's nearly impossible for the Bulls to do something and come back in this ball game, but getting the foul off to the line, he can put this game to sleep with 2 makes in the Chemist Warehouse strike. Josh Ledger has been solid. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Credit for 1 block. I'm pretty sure I saw 2.
Good on the first. Latu will come into the game on the make. In fact, he won't come into the game.
Should it still be a sub?
But he'll still come into the game because it went out of bounds.
Good substitution there by the Tuatara. When you bring in that player on the change of possession, you're able to set up the D, but the Bulls calling a timeout anyway.
The NZ player timeout called by the Bulls. 9.1, 2-possession game. Need a quick hit. And you can experience these games thanks to the BNZ player timeout and the ticket to the big game on that QR code.
Time is running out, though. Got to get in fast. Down to 6 or 7 games in the season for most teams. So if you want to get that sideline action, make your request and see if you can qualify for your ticket to the big game offense.
Here we go. Vano with the ball. Wilkie read it. Wilkie puts it up and in. This rapid league result may just come down to an interesting outcome for the Cowles ladder as well, as Anderson finishes it for the Bulls here. All the points matter here in rapid league to the standings in the Cowles NBL, as we know. It will be a 6-point win for the Tuatara. Good performance from their rapid league team. 44-38, full-time winners. As we have a look at some great stats from a pretty high octane performance.
Well, the Bulls couldn't get the efficiency from inside the 3-point arc, but they certainly had it from beyond that 3-point arc. But the free throw shooting of the Tuatara, that gives them 6 extra points in a 6-point victory. They won the rebound match, equal on turnovers, the possession game just in favor of the Tuatara. And despite the efficiency from deep of the Bulls, that was enough for the Tuatara to reclaim some winning ways in the rapid league.
We'll be back shortly for the main game, the round 11 matchup between the Franklin Bulls and the Auckland Tuatara in the Cowles NBL. That's coming up at 3 p.m. Kia ora e te whānau, and welcome along to Pukekohe's Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The first day of winter, but it's heating up inside for the Cowles NBL Round 11 matchup, the battle for the 09. The Franklin Bulls hosting the Auckland Tuatara. Young and old, up the wires for this one. And the Bulls on a slide. It is not going well for them. In the last 4 games, they have taken 4 L's. The Tuatara, an indifferent season so far to their lofty standards, can rob low. And the Tuatara get their season back on track. Today's game, critical for playoff aspirations, not do or die, but every win starting to have meaning as we head towards the home stretch of the Cowles NBL for 2024. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand, 4-time Cowles NBL champion. And Casey, these two teams, not so much contrasting fortunes, but they need to start getting dubs now.
Yeah, I think certainly the Franklin Bulls are searching for that early season form that pushed them towards the top of the table. And this Tuatara squad has had bodies coming in and out all season long. They finally have a full roster. Will this be the point in time where they flip the switch and we start seeing the best of a team that has made it to 3 straight championship games?
You can choose who you think will get the win there through that QR code. MixandPick.com poll. Currently favouring the home team in the Bulls. And here are the results for the Cowles NBL for round 11. And the Jets tipping us off for round 11 with the win over the Sharks. The Fi get the win over the Bulls at Glowbox Arena and Hamilton. And then the Sharks pull one out on the road against the Airs. Saints grind it out in Torirua yesterday. The Rams hang on against the Hawks. They've got one more game after this one. The Giants and the Hawks from Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. And the standings, it is starting to get congested like they've got bronchitis on that table. You can see the Bulls there hanging on in the 6th spot. 6 teams make the playoffs, 7 and 7, tied with the Hawks, who are above them on points percentage, and the Auckland Tuatara. A pack of 3 chasing that final spot. The Giants and the Nuggets, their playoff aspirations almost done for Sal's NBL 2025. The Nelson Giants, unless they win out from here. Here's your starting 5. Luther Muhammad back in the building. He was a Bulls player last season, the MVP for them, and Charlie Pride, Tuach, Vodanovic and Lowe will enjoy having a point guard of his quality come in and replace a point guard of high quality in Davo Hickey. And that starting 5, high-powered. There is the engine that powers both ends of the floor for Tom Vodanovic in that front line. His numbers might be down, but he is always working hard.
Well, you love his energy, you love his enthusiasm, and he really brings a ton of toughness to this front line. The 2-point percentage, not bad. Overall, his shooting percentages are not where they would expect to be. Those points per game, those rebounds per game, not what he's capable of. Now that they have a better balance with Muhammad, with Fotu in the lineup, will he be able to find the space and find better influence in the game moving forward?
To be fair to Tom Vodanovic, he had to carry a lot of the load while Rob Lowe and Davo Hickey made their return to the Tuatara after an extended Aussie NBL deep run in the Sal's NBL. Tom Vodanovic caught up with Casey before we went to air.
Tom, coming into this game, the Tuatara on a bit of a losing streak and haven't closed well the last 2 games despite an opportunity to get the win down the stretch. How can the Tuatara improve in that area and get it done today?
Yeah, I think for us it's just finishing possessions. I mean, one thing to finish the game, but we could make these games a lot different if we just finish possessions earlier. O-boards, stuff like that have been hurting us, but yeah, I think we're just leaving open, like the wrong people open at the right time. We just need to get the shots on our terms. I think we'll be good.
Coming up against the struggling Franklin Bulls team that hasn't played great offensively, what can the Tuatara do to keep them down there and try and grab this win today?
Yeah, I mean, we're both in the same position, kind of really. Yeah, I think that's that. We just got to push the pace, try and navigate the game on our terms, get them into the shots that we want to get them in and run our offense. So we can have fluid offense, we'll be all right.
Tom Vodanovic, the 30-year-old, playing in his 128th Sal's NBL game, starting 5 for the Franklin Bulls. There are matchups all over the floor for this one. Tay Hardy has been impressive for the Bulls. Tobias Cameron, Ethan Rusbach, Akwera and Gloga, complementary players on that back line of the defense for the Bulls.
Yeah, I love Akwera. He might be the best defensive player in this competition. What he can do not only in the paint, but on the switch with perimeter players out there. Well, Till Gloger, his ability to finish at the rim, key for what they get done. But key on both ends is this man, Tobias Cameron. Fantastic defensively. I think maybe their most important defensive player, and of late has been improving on the offensive end. One of the real heartbeats for this squad. When he's coming and playing really well, he gets everybody else involved. You can see he's a leader. And they need more of that today from Tobias Cameron to get back to their winning ways.
Especially without Flynn Cameron, his brother, who's out injured. The Bulls, though, have a pretty good bench. Tobias Cameron caught up with KC as well before the game.
Tobias coming into this game, the Bulls have struggled just a little bit defensively. It's been since April that they held an opponent under 90 points. What can the Bulls get back to in their defensive ways to get this win?
Definitely got to tighten up, hold each other more accountable, and then there's communication on the defensive end. Just help the helper and just be loud as we can.
Speaking about communication, going to need a lot of it against a refreshed Tuatara team. Brought in Luther Muhammad, the season debut of Dan Fotu today. How do you prepare for a team that's brought in that much talent that you don't have a lot of tape of to look at and figure out how to stop them?
It's a very different team compared to the first time we played them. It's still the same team, but they've just added these guys, so we assume they're still going to run some of the same actions. A few adjustments as well. The players that they brought in, I mean, very talented. You saw Luther Muhammad last year and Dan Fotu in the previous years. We're just going to take it one possession at a time and just lock stuff up.
That is going to be an excellent matchup across the floor. Tobias Cameron, Tom Vodanovic, when they do match up, this is how the numbers look heading into the game.
Yeah, both players, their impact on the game, not indicative of the stats they have. Their presence on the floor physically and on the glass going to be just as important as the points they score. But if either can get going offensively and find a bit of a day, that'll go a long way towards their team grabbing that W.
This is how it looks head-to-head. Chemist Warehouse, the official stats provider of the NZNBL.
You see the losing there of late for both teams. Tuatara 2 losses in a row, the Bulls 4 losses in a row. You see that points per game, 93 for the Tuatara, 86 for the Bulls, but the Bulls haven't been able to keep anybody under 90 points since April. Will they be able to do it today? That's the question. If the Tuatara find some space from deep, today might be the day they explode from beyond the three-point line. For the Bulls, Ethan Rusbatch very important in that area.
The Tuatara, although they hit almost 10 threes a game, their three-point percentage is only 32%, good for 8 in the league. Their three-point rate is 44%, good for 3rd in the league. So, as we saw in Rapid League, they connected from deep early on. And if they can find some shooting form here, it could be a danger sign for the Bulls, who are very good at protecting the three-point line. 3rd, holding opponents to under 31% from downtown. Matchups all over the floor. One to watch for will be Tay Hardy and Luther Muhammad. Here are your barter card referees.
And there's the refs, and they'll be watching that matchup between Hardy and Muhammad very tightly. Tay Hardy loves to get to the cup. When he's got free range to get into the key, opens things up for those dish-offs to Kloger and Okwara and the kickouts outside. Muhammad, he lives in the mid-range. Look for more on-ball activity than we saw from the Tuatara a week ago, and those pick and pops with Rob Lowe, with Tom Vodanovic, and with Dan Fotu off the bench are going to be key towards the Tuatara finding their form offensively.
Rob Lowe ready to get this underway. He'll jump with Okwara. Will be Tuatara ball, and unfortunately, they just couldn't quite.
I don't think that. I could not know the rule, but I didn't think he had possession till he got there. If he would have just let that one bounce and Vodanovic grab it, I think it could have been Tuatara ball. But nonetheless, we start anyway.
There's a back over call, so it will be the Bulls' ball on the turnover off the tip. Rusbatch pulls the trigger quick, and he knocks that down.
Well, he's got really aggressive against the Fly earlier this week, where he scored the first 8 points of the ball game. He's come out with that mindset again today. Charles Pride has to guard him tighter. Rusbatch has range 3-4 feet beyond the arc.
Just a tick under 13 points a game for Rusbatch since he's rejoined the Bulls. As Vodanovic goes to work underneath and gets the roll.
Well, really interesting play call there. The diagonal screen, and Vodanovic goes underneath. Nice lob pass, tough finish, but I like them getting Tommy V going early.
Here's Tobias Cameron. Vodanovic on the switch. Okwara has the smaller Tuach on him. Facing up on Tuach, who takes one in the face. As Okwara gets to work and puts it in.
Well, a lot of contact both ways. No whistles come. That's the type of play we might be expecting today, that finals level activity.
These two teams played in the first game of the NZNBL 2025 season, and Vodanovic, great use of the pivot foot, perhaps liberally.
I think excellent use of the pivot foot, and I think that footwork completely legal. He goes one way, bitches the other, and then gets that kiss off the glass because of that excellent footwork.
Hardy, Okwara screen, gets Luther Muhammad on his hip. He gets the roll. Tay Hardy, 2 half-court specialists going head-to-head in the point guard position today.
Well, nice job by Hardy to use his body, but Vodanovic the inside out, Tuach hit it.
Tobias Cameron on the baseline, so it will be Tuatara ball.
Unlucky for Tobias Cameron until Gloger. Both of them had an excellent opportunity to grab that ball, but Cameron does it. Finishing possessions on both ends, that's a key for both teams today.
Pride, Charlie Pride, nicknamed Sour. Those are Sour Patch Kids. Even has a chain with Sour on it. There's Tuach. This is that one to the right.
Nice challenge by Cameron, making that a more difficult shot than it originally looked like.
Nice find as Hardy cuts. Gloger, the German, knocks that down on the baseline, giving Rob Lowe a little bit of something.
Just a little too easy for Gloger there. Rob Lowe has to close that space, get that hand up. Doesn't want to go for that shot fake. That's why he stayed down. But Bloder more than capable of hitting that 17-footer.
9-4 start from the Bulls. Offense looking good here to begin the game. Bogdanovic to Luther Muhammad. Gets some separation, and we walked. So a turnover there from the Tuatara.
Opportunity missed. Had a really decent look at it, but unable to finish because of the whistle. Bulls coming out with a lot of intensity on both ends, playing at a pace that the Tuatara haven't quite matched yet.
Aguero turns. And foul called.
Foul is called on Tommy V on that one. Moves here.
I think that's called on Luther Muhammad, actually, number 8. I think he got him before he ran into Bogdanovic.
I hope so, because I saw Bogdanovic there. It can't be him.
There is Luther Muhammad. Hardy, given space. Muhammad went underneath. Now Luther Muhammad has it. Falls to Charlie Pride. Tuach turning the corner, lost the handle, gets it back.
That's going to be a double dribble.
That's a double dribble. He felt like it was poked away.
Yeah, I thought he just lost it when he was coming around the first time. Had it been poked away, you would be able to reset your dribble, but the officiating crew thinks that he just lost it on the inbound, and that's why he's not allowed to dribble again. A lot of the Curlers turnovers early for the Tuatara. That's their third.
Dispatch goes down. Tobias Cameron in the corner. Knocks that 3 down.
A little surprised.
Hot start for the Bulls here.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we don't have a timeout yet from the Tuatara. Coach Sebastian Gleim on the court there.
Ryan Jones is telling just to call his chest. He was right out there.
I'm disappointed he doesn't get a technical for that, foul for that. That stops a break opportunity for the Tuatara, takes him out of the play. Sebastian Gleim, I like this, him acting like he doesn't know where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Here we go. Tommy Bogdanovic looking for the handoff. Zach Riley's in the game, the youngster. Muhammad turns 22 on Tuesday, does Zach Riley. Here's Tobias Cameron.
Good strong defense there by Tuach. That was a strong move that got stopped in its tracks.
Knocks that down, Tobias Cameron.
Well, Cam Glidden calls that timeout a little bit late. I actually don't think he got it in time, but they gave it to him anyway.
Timeout Tuatara. They're in a hole here. 15 points to 4. And Casey caught up with Luther Muhammad pregame.
Luther, welcome back to Franklin. Some friendly confines you're pretty familiar with. What is it like coming back to a team that you won the MVP with, had such a successful season, but now are trying to basically put them out of the playoff race?
It's always a sentimental feeling, but you know, game of basketball, man. I'm a competitor. I'm always trying to win. So in between the lines, just do or die.
Love it, love it. Now, of course, the Tuatara, a few changes yourself brought into the lineup. The first time we'll see Dan Fotu and Rob Lowe working his way back into the lineup from injury. How did the Tuatara get this group of talented players up to full speed in short order as they chase that final spot in the playoffs?
It's all about preparation, taking it day by day, competing every day. I think we had a great week of practice, and we just continue to put days together, and everything gonna fall in line the way we want it to fall in line.
Well, that great week of training has not yet translated to the game. What a start by the Bulls, 6 for 7 from the field. They've got 4 assists, they forced 3 turnovers, and they are completely locked in right now. The Tuatara need to find a way to impede their top-level intensity, or at least match it.
You see Jordan Hunt there on camera. Mid-season addition via a trade. And Flynn Cameron to his left, out with a calf injury. Dan Fotu back in the league, and in Tuatara colours again, former Bulls player. Been playing in Division 3 basketball in Japan, and he attacks off the bench. Aguero with the rebound. Tuatara hunting that rebound.
On top of Rosbach's leg.
It came off foot.
Oh my, they missed that. That was right off Rosbach's leg from my angle. Here comes the pass. Right off the foot, coming the other way.
Hardy. Blogger on the post. For two on him. Guerra. Here comes Lutham.
Oh, that's fast. Oh, that's fast.
That is really quick.
My Lord. It's like he's in Technicolor, everybody else in black and white. It is a different view.
He was a blur. Tobias Cameron attacking the Tuatara transition defense, looking lackluster after that 2H score, and Cameron gets 2.
What a start for Tobias Cameron. He's got 8 points on 3 for 3 from the field.
I think your interview motivated him, Casey.
Yeah, it's definitely been.
Yeah. Either that or they're on a 4-game slide.
One or the other.
And then he picks up the foul there, does Tobias Cameron.
Yeah, just needs to have a little bit of give there. He's such a physical player. He's getting ready to stand up.
It's always a vibe here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. On a Sunday afternoon on a long weekend. 17-6, red hot. The Bulls to start this game. Tuatara spinning his footu, and he's got the foul call to help him out there.
First whistle of the game.
Is Tay Hardy.
For Dan Fotu there as he makes the spin move in. Yeah, a bit of arm on that one, Tay Hardy. To be fair, being a little bit dishonest there, saying he didn't touch, because there certainly looked like some arm touch there. We're gonna get ball on the free throw line. I don't know about shooting, but Fotu's gonna take that.
Zion Anderson in the game, wearing the Devin Booker Cortez shoes.
It's going to be interesting to see how they fold Dan Fotu into this lineup. You know, when I envisioned it, I thought maybe they'd go really big. Tommy V guarding at 3, Fotu, Bogdanovic, Rob Lowe front line, Tuach at that 2, Muhammad at the point, and then Riley and Pride coming off the bench. It's going to take some time to see if that stabilizes them exactly where their best 5 lies.
Muhammad on him, puts up the runner. Rebound falls to Riley. Luther Muhammad.
Well, that's good pace.
Really fast. Here's the mismatch as well. I think he hunted that, and he makes the pay. That's really good from Luther Muhammad.
That's why you push the pace on every possession. You don't know what's going to come out of it. That little cross match with Hunt on Luther Muhammad does not happen if he doesn't speed up the court.
Anderson trying to find somebody, finds Hardy, 6 to shoot. Zion Anderson spins it out and out.
Halfway down, no love on the home rims.
Fotu looking at Luther Muhammad. Infinity circles through the offense, and Wilkie off the bench and knocks it down.
No hesitation on that shot. Tay Hardy didn't even go under. Had he challenged a little bit more stoutly, he might have infected the shot.
Hardy goes down and gets back up.
It's a crazy angle to get up from.
It really is. Guerra, face up. Bogdanovic tips it. Muhammad has it.
Bulls have been settling. The Tuatara haven't been. They've been more aggressive these last 3 or 4 minutes than the Bulls have been offensively.
Out of that timeout, they've come out fired up. Wilkie in the corner gets his bench up, knocks down his second 3, back-to-back. Timeout, Sebastian Gleim and the Bulls.
Well, great recognition by Dan Fotu. He rips through baseline, the double comes, but it comes too early. It came with him out at 17 feet. He can see everything on the defense. First, we take a look at the Wilkie 3 off the handoff of nothing but net, and then off the double kick out, the extra pass by Riley. The defense rotates too late, and Wilkie's got back-to-back triples, and suddenly we have a 2-point ball game. Big difference in the intensity that we've seen.
We start first physical. We go back, that's all it is. Offensively physical, gotta attack. All right? All words, physical, and we keep moving the ball. All right? Hey. We play horns motion 5. Gotta cut. Open up. Look to pop. Be ready. Second side. All right? Marcel, you keep coming up again. All right? Transition. Resistance. All right? Go, boys. Go, boys.
Well, these two teams are building up an appetite, and if you're doing the same, why not just use that QR code or go online and use that Salzballer 25 for a fantastic deal on a large meatball pizza. Valid till this Tuesday, June the 3rd.
Zion Anderson to get us back underway. Tay Hardy with the ball.
Interesting to see how Zach Riley goes against Tay Hardy. Coming off the bench, I'd like to see him get really aggressive and harass him, much like we did on this possession, but it has to be every time. Can't be every other play.
Dispatch just finds Hunt at the last second. And Marcel Jones off the bench as well, puts it up and in.
What a find by Russ Batch to get Hunt inside, then the interior passing does the rest. Jones with a soft touch on the finish. Oh, he's hot. He's hot.
Heat check time. Fotu with the rebound. Marcel Jones lost his footing, might have got a push. And then Jones will get the reach in. A little bit of frustration there.
Well, he felt he got fouled on the rebound. Thought there was a push in the back. Tough to tell from the angle we saw. And there's going to be a lot of contact in this game. There's another look at it. Watch the hand come in and just slaps at him. Luther Muhammad lets that one up. Over the baseline.
The elevation knocking down that long two.
Same spot as his first. He's at 4 points, all 4 from the same spot on the floor.
He averaged 26, 5, and 4 for the Bulls last season. It's Tay Hardy. He's the new man in town, and he knocks a 3 down.
And that's a shot that Tuatara are willing to give him, especially off the dribble, but he's going to make him pay.
Muhammad to the cup, starting to get it going for the Tuatara.
Zach Riley, I think, had his foot on the line when he touches that ball. Tay Hardy getting subbed out here. So the Bulls without a true point guard, right when the Tuatara are starting to pick up the pace on the defensive end.
Usually Christian Varnolt comes in off the bench for the Bulls at the 1 spot. Here's Tobias Cameron. Zach Riley on him. Jordan Hunt has position. Tobias Cameron goes down. And then it's going to be Bulls ball still with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Off the foot of Zach Riley there. Great activity by him, though. First on Cameron, then sagging off when Hunt has the ball. Really being a pest on all those ball handlers. The Tuatara need a lot more of that.
Speaking of pest, Zach Riley's just been a pest to Tobias Cameron there, and you love to see it. Just a little bit of...
Well, turnabout's fair play. Turnabout is definitely fair play. Because there's no doubt that Tobias Cameron has done his pest duties once or twice this season.
He has the ball, pulls the trigger. Three! Tobias Cameron from midcourt.
Don't worry about that pest. I'm pestering the net. Rangy Tobias Cameron with a lot of confidence, up to 11 points on the day.
Is Muhammad turning the corner? To the cup. Luther Muhammad, welcome back to the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Tobias Cameron and 1.
Well, I'm pretty surprised that that's an N1. Didn't seem a lot of activity by Zach Riley in there. I thought it might have been a charge or nothing. Instead, let's take another look at it. Cameron drops that shoulder. Riley tried to flop his way into it. I think if he doesn't try and flop his way into it, there's no call. Instead, it's an N1 opportunity for Tobias Cameron.
Head coach
hasn't missed a shot yet. 5 for 5, 13 points.
It's definitely your interview pre-game. There's no other way. I can't explain it. Cam Glidden was looking for an explanation on that one, and he didn't really get much from the referees.
14 points for Tobias Cameron. He's got a season high, I think 25. He'll be threatening that today.
You think about it, Casey. Luther Muhammad's 4 for 5. You interviewed him. Just Tommy V, 2 for 2. He's got 4 points. Turnover. Tobias Cameron, pull up. Oh, what a find to Marcel Jones. And he can't get it to go down, but he's fouled.
Zach Riley, I think, gets blown for another whistle with innocuous contact on the break. Tobias Cameron, what a find. Splitting the defense there. I don't like that whistle. There's nothing to that. It's a couple of times now I think the Bulls have been bailed out by the officiating crew, but sometimes that's the whistle you get on your home court.
Zach Riley heads to the bench, frustrated.
And those 2 fouls on him are going to affect his defense. He has been able to get up and in. Won't be able to do that with the same aggressiveness this time he checks in. Marcel
Jones, the vet, first joined the South NBL in his 14th season. He did it in 2009. Played for the Saints, Rams, Rangers, Huskies, Mountaineers, and Bulls as well. Obviously, playing here late pickup for the off-season. For Marcel Jones, he's been really valuable for them.
Last minute of quarters, the Bulls have not been great. They need to close this one well, keep it at a 9-point lead. Tuatara obviously trying to tighten that gap.
Wilkie.
Not a good shot. Very different from the first ones he got earlier. The defender was completely on him. Needs that ball on the move. Got to move that ball around against this Bulls defense.
Strong output here on a Sunday afternoon by the Bulls. They have 30. Here comes Rusbach. Oh, in and out. Halfway down and up. Here comes Muhammad. Differential of around 3.5. Rob Lowe's fouled. Rob Lowe, we barely mentioned his name. That's because he hasn't even taken a shot yet.
Has had no low post touches, a couple of perimeter touches, but they have not needed to work through. What a difference to what the Tuatara have been the last few years. Everything has been through Rob Lowe. If Rob Lowe had a quarter where he didn't get a shot, you could guarantee they'd be down 15 points. Well, they are down 9, so maybe they want to give the big fella the ball a little bit more than he's getting it right now.
Rob Lowe averaging 15.5 points on the season, 73% from the Chemist Warehouse line.
More than likely the last possession of the quarter here to the Bulls.
It's the first, make the second. Shot clock is off. Tay Hardy working the clock down. Muhammad on him. Here comes Jordan Hunt. Full 2 on the switch. Hardy's spinning. Gets it back. And that's the first quarter. All done. 30-22. And it's going to be a Bulls quarter, and Casey has Dylan Wilkie.
Dylan, you found a lot of freedom in that first quarter. What's the key to the Tuatara creating more of those quality looks throughout the game?
I feel like we're so deep, so, you know, it's not always just one person's night. So we moved the ball really well. I mean, I hit one here, had a second one. You know, we run a play for me, get someone else open. So I feel like it's our depth. It's no one person.
Appreciate it, Tom. Good luck in the rest of the game. We'll be back with the second quarter with the Tuatara down 30 points to 22 against the Franklin Bulls.
my, hoku mai. Welcome back. The Bulls in control. A 30-point first quarter. 30-22. Cam Glidden joins us now. Cam, they had a hot start. What do you have to do in the second quarter?
Yeah, that's exactly right. They had a hot start. We didn't come out ready to go. I think the last 7 or 6 minutes of that quarter, we did quite well, but it was just the hole we dug that's why we're in the position we're in.
Tobias Cameron, a 5-for-5 start, 14 points in that quarter. Do you change the way you're guarding him, or you stick to the scout as it is and keep that focus on guys like Russ Bash and Tay Hardy?
We don't have a focus. We're focused on everyone doing their job. And Cameron had a tough shot clock buzzer beater, but the other ones, like, he can dribble to the rim and he can shoot. He's a multifaceted player, so it takes a good effort to stop him, and he's just got hot. But I trust my boys to get the job done this second and third, fourth quarter.
Thank you so much, Cam. Appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the game.
Thanks, boys.
Tuatara took a hit there. While we're talking to head coach Cam Glidden of the Tuatara. Backdoor cut. Verdanovic slipped. Now it's the Bulls. Tobias Cameron.
Look at that pace, man.
So fast.
I am not getting on the train tracks when that locomotive's coming down, because that looks like it's got some momentum.
Oh, that's a Cameron, that is for sure. Tay Hardy. Rob Lowe with the rebound. Muhammad pushing. To the cup of the left. Oh, Luther Muhammad, welcome back to the league.
That's the man we remember. Look at the pace he's playing with. If you're going to guard him tight, he is going to the cup. If you give him space as this game goes along, look for that mid-range jumper to come out.
Tay Hardy finding Glogger underneath. The former Seawolf.
Yeah, I don't know how that one actually worked out, but it did. Tay Hardy loses it a couple times and eventually gets the assist. Nice job keeping focused.
Glogger goes down. Rob Lowe tried to find him. Threw it off the backboard.
It was a bit high for Rob Lowe on the vert.
Brushback, catch and shoot. Verdanovic with another rebound.
Decent defensive transition there, Muhammad finding Rusbatch out in the corner. But the Tuatara need to slow this Bulls team down because they're playing with too much pace for them on that end at the moment.
Now he's dancing with Okwera, gets it back. 8 to shoot. Here's Luther Muhammad. Off the glass and in, Luther Muhammad.
12 points now, 6 for 7 from the field, and it's attacking the rim. We haven't really seen that mid-range game he's so well known for. The Bulls have no answers for him right now.
Gave the Tuatara 41 as a Bull last season. Did Luther Muhammad as Glogger's little jumper goes down.
Got to get that ball in. That was close to a 5-second call. Bulls really responding nicely. I like what I've seen out of Glogger, taking what the defense gives him.
Verdanovic. Tay Hardy has it, looking to push. Here's Tobias Cameron. Verdanovic, but it's Tobias punching it down.
Dropping the hammer. Tobias Cameron with pace. Getting it up and over the rim. A 10-point lead for the Bulls.
Rob Lowe finds Verdanovic pretty from the Tuatara. Timeout, Sebastian Gleim.
Well, I'm surprised that it's the Bulls who are calling that timeout, because if I'm the Tuatara, I need to talk about the way we're not taking care of the basketball. That was the 6th turnover for the Tuatara. That last fast break activity. Take another look at Luther Muhammad driving to the cup. Drive to the right, finish with the left. But then it's Tobias Cameron in transition. Boom! Looking for the contact. The flight is pretty, the landing not so much, but who cares? You got the 2.
No turnovers for the Bulls here into the second quarter. They are pretty average at looking after the ball. They average almost 16 a game to the Bulls, but none so far. Their turnover percentage is 17.
Last in the league, that is.
And for the Tuatara, conversely, not a lot better. 14%, good for 8th in the league, their turnover percentage. Just a tick under 13 turnovers a game, but 6 so far here in Franklin.
But that 6 turnovers has led to 10 points off turnovers. That's a really nice, efficient use of those turnovers by the Bulls. When they get that change in the possession, you can see how fast they're pushing things. The Bulls obviously have seen something in the Tuatara transition defense that's forcing them to pick up that pace each and every drive. And early on, it's paid great dividends. They have 5 more shots than the Tuatara through this first 12.5 minutes or so. Over the course of the game, that's going to come out to a big disparity in that possession game. If the Tuatara don't close that gap, they're going to be looking at a tough way to win this game.
It's been the Bulls since the jump. Biggest lead was 11. It's 8 here as Tay Hardy goes down.
Did a couple of slips up there by half court.
Here's Hardy, Luther Muhammad on him. What a matchup this is. Hardy in his bag, left it short, good defense.
Great defense by Muhammad, good rotations as well.
Tuach to Aguera. Great defense again in transition. That's a matchup and a half.
Tuach actually lost that on the way up, still was able to get a decent shot at it.
Rusbatch, runner, tipped out, Muhammad has it.
Love the way Muhammad came back in to rebound that, otherwise that would have been another Bulls possession. It's got to be collective effort on the glass for both teams.
Nice cut, Rob Lowe off the Vidanovic pass. They're picking them apart like that.
Love that high-low action, especially when Rob Lowe comes off that screen with pace. That kick ahead by Muhammad makes it really easy for Vidanovic to get the assist.
Hardy to Gloga, mid-range game, too strong. Muhammad with a rebound, looking to push.
Tuatara coming now. Another good possession here, might see another timeout.
Tuach on the baseline, stepped out. Unlucky Zach Riley in the game. Muhammad will take a seat. Here comes Marcel Jones and Jordan Hunt. What a luxury for Sebastian Gleim and the Bulls.
Muhammad actually going to the bench now with 6 minutes left. I'm probably going to keep him in. I like the way we're pushing right now with him at that point guard position, but they're going to bring in Riley with his 2 fouls. They trust the young fella to make a difference. Rob Lowe checking out as well, despite him just getting involved in the game of the last few possessions.
Fotu into the game for Lowe. Tuach, Riley, Vidanovic, Pride for the Tuatara. It's Jones to Rusbatch. Show hard on him. Tobias Cameron almost put Charlie Pride down with a jab step. Rusbatch misses again.
Both teams are really moving the ball well, letting that force the defense to move around them.
Vidanovic has some clear air. He can't knock a 3 down. Tay Hardy. Set 3. Sidewinder is good, dropping it down. Tay Hardy from deep.
It's not the prettiest jump shot, but man, is it effective. He's got 8 points now, 2 for 3 from deep. Bulls, Tuatara have got to get out on the ball.
He's a 38% three-point shooter as Tobias Cameron slips down and Riley will get to the cup and put a layup in.
A lot of backdoor action. Both teams could continue to use the defensive aggression against them. Backdoor should work all evening long. Or afternoon.
Hardy, Tuach goes underneath the Hunt screen. Tobias Cameron off to the left it way short.
Well, 6 seconds left in that shot clock, and the Bulls never really got into their offense whatsoever. Just one pass, not a lot of activity towards the rim, and vastly different to when they're pushing the ball up the court with pace and getting involved in their activity early. I think it's really key for the Bulls to continue moving that basketball side to side to force this Tuatara defense to shift.
This Bulls team on a 4-game losing skid. They're 7-7, hanging on to 6th spot in the standings. 6 teams advance in the Saudi NBL playoffs. The Tuatara on the outside looking in as Fotu gets the and one.
Boy, Tuach drove to the cup, had a lot of contact, didn't get the whistle, but that did not stop Dan Fotu from getting active on the offensive glass. Here's the Tuach drive. He wanted the foul from Hunt, but the Hunt contest takes him out of the rebounding position. Anderson can't keep Fotu off the glass. Patience on the carom, leading to the bucket, and a chance for three the old-fashioned way from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Quick spell for Muhammad. He's back in the game. Tuach takes a seat.
4 points for Dan Fotu now.
Rusbatch turning the corner. Just lost the handle.
Well, he's trying to grip it so he could get that whip pass to the corner. Where a little drag screen happened, and Anderson had a decent look out of the corner three, but just never quite lifted up. And that is the Bulls' first turnover of the ballgame.
Lead is just 4 now. It's as big as 11. Here's Muhammad. Adanovic in rhythm, real strong. Zach Riley tracking down that ball. Back from university, spent 4 seasons at Fordham in the Bronx in New York. Can't get that to go down.
He drew 3 defenders, a little bit more patience in the kick out. Might have been the better play.
Hardy lost the handle trying to go behind his back. Might have had it poked away according to the referees.
Well, it was definitely slapped by Muhammad. Stepped out of bounds.
Corner drive by Anderson. There's a turnover. They're second now.
They're second, but back-to-back possessions. After not turning over the entire time, the defense of the Tuatara has lifted that activity, making it very difficult for the Bulls to get into their offense early like they did in the first quarter.
They had 30 in quarter number 1. Just got 9 points here. In the second quarter, 4-2, straight on 3. Zach Riley again tracking down a loose ball off a miss. Luther Muhammad straight down the lane as it's swatted by Casey Nafor, former teammate with a smile on his face.
A couple of substitutions for the Bulls. Is that a timeout to the Tuatara? It is. So they're going to talk about a little more as we see that block. Luther Muhammad having a laugh, saying, you know you fouled me, bro. You know you fouled me. I appreciate Luther Muhammad's style, man. Just enjoying the game, plays hard, but can still see the humor in things.
If it's on, Luther, you're throwing it to Dan's hand. And you're going to attack. If not, Robbie, Deal, Zach. Go get Zach. Zach, you're flying off. Dan, go get Dill, and then Robbie, you're down the way. We need a bucket here. Guys, great fucking defense. Keep it up, keep it up. If they're in zone,
We got all the way to the end of a timeout and then just a naughty word. Apologies. On your Sunday afternoon. That's the privilege we're afforded to listen in. Sometimes there's some choice words and language in there. Don't forget, round 4, Magic Stars from Globox Arena in Hamilton tomorrow night from 7:30 live on Sky Sport.
I'll tell you what, Moles, these coaches do a much better job with the language than when I was playing.
That is true. Jordan Hunt into the game for the Bulls. And Christian Vano, his first appearance in this game. Nice work from Casey Nafor to get a hand on that before it reached 4-2. So they move to the other side of the stanchion. Here comes Zach Riley. And that's just ugly from the Tuatara, unfortunately.
Well, that's poor execution, really forcing it out of bounds play when you don't need to. They wanted that look for Dylan Wilkie, but he didn't fade enough to the corner. He saw something different than Luther Muhammad did. And the Tuatara pick up their 8th turnover of the ball game.
Coming up to the 3-minute mark to go in the second quarter. Hardy knocking down that 3 in Dylan Wilkie's eyes.
He's up to double digits now. And that mid-range and deep game is really coming to play. Tuatara have to beware.
Stripped.
Nice hand from behind.
Another turnover. That's 9 now in the half for the Tuatara. Hardy up high. Screen by Hunt. 4-2 on the switch. Muhammad having to contend with Jordan Hunt. Here comes Hardy into the lane. Spinning, dropping it off. Jordan Hunt, pretty. Tay Hardy, the patience.
Just dribbling around, and all eyes were on him. They just lost the Bulls who are along the baseline are opening up the angle for that finish.
Lead is 8. Muhammad will head to the line to shoot 2.
Fouls on Casey Nafor from behind. Tobias Cameron came over on the help initially, but that late help takes a hack at Muhammad, and he has a look at trying to add to his 12-point total, his first trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. every bucket of the Chemist Warehouse stripe of the utmost important this season because BB&Z has teamed up with the Chemist Warehouse for the Hoops in Schools program. And every time a team hits 225 free throws, a pair of hoops is going up somewhere in the country. We've had our first 2 teams hit it. Keep a lookout on our socials to find out where those hoops are going up. Community needs all across the country, all thanks to the Chemist Warehouse and the BB&Z Hoops in Schools program.
This is the second from the Chemist Warehouse line. 7-point Bulls lead, 43-36. Now coming up on 2 minutes to go in this first half. The Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Contact to Wilkie and Tobias Cameron. Hardy. Off to the right. Zach Riley has it. Luther Muhammad down and back play, but he's rejoined the fray. Now Riley turns the corner. Oh, what a block. Casing a 4 with number 2.
Riley turned the corner late on that one. He wasn't thinking drive off the handoff and gave up the advantage that was created by that Rob Lowe screen. By the time he decided to take it, it was too late and allowed all the bigs to recover, eventually ending up in that block.
Ruspatch in the game for Tay Hardy. Tobias Cameron now plays Luther Muhammad, who's into the lane. Can't get the roll. Rob Lowe, though, gets a rebound and it's a little bit too much mustard on it.
Just a little too cute with that one. He would be a bit more definitive with the finish.
Ruspatch, right hand, in and out, unluckily. But it comes off Rob Lowe, and it's going to be Bulls ball.
I think Riley and Lowe, I didn't have a clear view, but they're both chasing after that one. Ethan Ruspatch somehow misses that layup. Thought it was locked in, but still 14 seconds on the clock, and the Bulls have reasserted control. It doesn't feel like it, but they got a 7-point lead.
So Cameron on the baseline. Get play underway. His reverse is good. Tobias Cameron.
I don't even know how he found that angle. I thought Rob Lowe had him locked down, but good strong move. Cameron is having himself a day.
The look away. Lowe can't get that to go down. Tobias Cameron is 18 in this half, 7 of 8.
That type of day for Rob Lowe. He takes a bit more time, but just can't get the roll.
It's 1 of 3 now, turnover. Tuatara looking for the third cut. Throws it down with 2 hands.
So nice, he pumped it twice. Dropping the hammer on Jordan Hunt on the fast break.
Ruspatch. Pull up. Hunt with a rebound. 10 on the shot clock. Hunt has it. Kick out. Ruspatch. Can't get that roll.
That's going to stay.
It's going to be Bulls ball.
Well, how about the offensive rebounding of this Franklin Bulls team overall? That's just their 3rd in the game, but 2 on that same possession. Take a look at Tuatara on the break. Dropping that hammer. Whoa, that's pretty. That's so pretty.
Tay Hardy back in the game. To the corner. And Luther Muhammad wants the hook called on Tay Hardy. And then the BNZ player timeout is called by Zach Riley and Tuatara with 11.7 to go in this first half.
Well, it's definitely a hook. He just gets away with it, as you do quite often. But we have a player timeout as the Tuatara talk things over. Thanks to the BNZ, you can get a ticket to the big game yourself. Just scan that QR code for a chance to win.
Well, 3 new additions to that starting, well, that 5 out there at the moment for the Tuatara. Riley, Fotu, and Muhammad joining Tuatara and Lowe. Let's see if they're all on the same page.
Well, we got to get a good look here. Last time they had a timeout on out of bounds, it was on the baseline. They turned it over. They need to finish this quarter with some momentum.
Here's Muhammad. 6 to go. Muhammad in and out. Ruspatch. They want to call a BNZ player timeout. Zach Riley had his hands on the ball, but they managed to get the timeout called just in time. And so they'll be...
Well, there's 1.3, but they're going to add 3. I think they're going to add maybe 2. We'll see. Let's see what it ends up at, but it's not going to be... 2.3 is what they've tossed on there, so quite a bit of time for the Bulls to get this shot up here. Nice job by Ethan Rusbatch calling that timeout. Good job on the glass. He's had a tough day shooting the basketball. Hit his first, and he's gone 0 for 9 since.
So it's Hardy to get us back underway out of that BNZ player timeout. For somebody. That's Tuatara ball. Great defense.
Well, with 1.4, I want Rob Lowe on the block. Just throw it down to him. They're talking about it, but they need to get set up in position. They don't have a timeout. What are they doing? I don't know why the refs are letting them take this much time. Well, bringing Okwara back in the ballgame, which is a smart move. Interestingly enough, they're not guarding the basketball, which means if Rob Lowe posts up nicely here, they can get it right into him from all the way down the court.
1.7 on the clock. Riley firing it to Fotu, 4-3. That is the half. They got out of the blocks pretty quickly, did the Bulls. And the Tuatara couldn't quite track them down. And they're currently down 9 to the Bulls. 47-38 here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. And then Casey is with Tobias Cameron now.
Tobias, fantastic start for the Bulls and yourself. What was the key to coming out with that level of intensity and keeping it across the entire 2 quarters?
Just trying to stay solid, trying to stay disciplined, take shots we work on, and don't gamble, don't overthink, just make the easy play.
Turnover game has been great for you guys in the first half. I think 3 turnovers, you forced 9. What's the key to keeping that ratio where it's at?
Just play safe, play solid, don't gamble, and stick within our rules. I think we're okay.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. And I've got Luther Muhammad coming in. Luther, a high level of defensive intensity. What's the key to the Tuatara to being able to shake a little bit of that and find a flow on the offensive end?
Just stay with it. One possession at a time. Keep fighting. Keep going. It's a long game. So just earn every possession and make sure we make it count.
Speaking of possessions, 9 turnovers in the first half, a little sloppy with the ball. How can the Tuatara affect the game better without turning the basketball over?
Just calming it down. I know I got 3 turnovers. 2 of mine was a little bit careless and just miscommunication. So really just finding the chemistry and just piggybacking off that.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Luther Muhammad and the Tuatara walk off the floor. They're down 9. The Bulls a commanding first half, 47-38 here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. We'll be back to crunch the numbers soon. Welcome back to the Franklin Bulls changing room. Sebastian Gleim and the Bulls in control here. 47-38 after a very good first half of basketball, especially the first quarter. 30 points in that first quarter. The Tuatara just trying to find some sort of semblance of order on the offensive end, mainly through Luther Muhammad, looking to get somebody else going at halftime here. And there's Taylor and Matt Johnson, the family. Taylor doing some mahi on the mic for us at Sky Sport on the Cowles NBL and also Super Rugby, and Luther Muhammad getting into his mahi for the Tuatara.
He came out a little bit slow and then started to insert himself more in the game as it went along. You see the percentages, 6 for 10, those 2 baseline drives early, and then it was all to the cup. They're really pressuring up and enabling him to find those driving lanes all the way to the rim. His field goal percentage is fantastic, but only one other player on the Tuatara is shooting better than 50. I love what he's doing in transition. I love the pace when he's playing with from that second quarter on. But at this point, it's going to just have to be a whole lot more because there's not a lot else on the menu for the Tuatara.
Well, Tobias Cameron was feasting all first half for the Bulls. He came out hot, motivated was Tobias Cameron. You said he needed to be another option for the Bulls, and he certainly was the leading option in that first half.
And their offense finds another level when he's able to shoot the basketball like he is now. 7 for 8, 18 points, and 3 for 4 from behind the arc. He's also got a rebound, a couple of assists. He's got a steal. Just only one foul, I think, more important than anything else, because he is still a determining factor defensively. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of him on Luther Muhammad in the second half.
Look at the Bulls rebounding. They're -8 on the glass, but still have a 9-point lead.
And not something you see very often, and that's because of the 9 turnovers they forced, +5 in that department, and great efficiency with the ball. For the Tuatara, 9 turnovers equal to 9 assists. You're not going to beat anybody if those 2 stats are equal.
Just 2 for 11 from 3 other Tuatara. Let's take a break here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The Bulls in control, 47-38. hoki mai, welcome back to the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The Franklin Bulls up 47-38 here at halftime. Naquante Hardy pulling the strings for Franklin Bulls. Tobias Cameron might have 18, but it's Naquante Hardy. Tay Hardy, how he goes, the Bulls go.
Well, he's 2 for 3 from deep and had 5 for 10 overall for 12 points, but it's not just the scoring, it's his facilitating. 6 assists in the first half with kick-aheads, drawing defenders, then making the late pocket pass when his players are moving around. Just fantastic activity from him, and on the defensive end as well. If he continues to have this type of impact without the Tuatara lessening it, it's going to go a long ways towards the Bulls securing this win and the Bulls solidifying their spot in the top 6.
Tay Hardy leading the MVP voting through 11 rounds of the Sal's NBL, up against Luther Muhammad, who won the MVP award last season for the Bulls, now playing for the Tuatara.
It must be something about that Bulls jersey. Gets you going. There's your game MVP right now, 50-50, Tobias Cameron and Tay Hardy at the top of the ledger. They just asked Luther Muhammad to take off the shirt that he was wearing the entirety of the game up to this point.
Yeah, he was wearing a warm-up t-shirt underneath it.
He's been wearing it the entire game though.
Now, Luther now...
Don't know why they just sussed it out at this point.
So now he's got no t-shirt underneath. I hope they make him tuck himself in as well.
No, it's live. Too late now.
It's too late.
Untucked.
Unbelievable.
It's a little
Tommy V's untucked as well. Oh, so's Charlie Pride.
What's happening in the league?
Pride knocking that 3 down.
Charlie Pride needed that. That is his first shot of the ball game. Nice way to get involved early in the second half, and the Tuatara happy to see it.
Tobias Cameron keeping that dribble alive. As he goes in to the key. Again, it's Tobias Cameron. Tuach with the steal. Here's Muhammad. Off the glass, gets the roll. Fast start from the Tuatara, closing it to 4.
Beautiful touch on display by Luther Muhammad and a bunch of rebounders as well. Even if he misses that, Tuatara will probably get the second chance.
Runner. Oh my, they almost went in.
Well, they got numbers now, 2 players back in the half court. But nice job sprinting up the court by Cameron to slow it down.
Tay Hardy, great defense. Aguero with the rebound.
A bit of contact on that one. Muhammad doesn't get the whistle, but...
off the glass and then Aguero.
Just too big for Bogdanovic down there. Rob Lowe tries to time it late, but a nice response from the big fella. Surprised he didn't pull that on the first touch.
Stays with the Tuatara.
Great communication there by the Bulls. Russ Batch is calling for that double from the baseline. That's why he forces him there. And when the double comes, so does Tobias Cameron come to drop and take away that pass to Lowe. Excellent job being on a string.
Pride. Muhammad with a rebound. Muhammad gets a clean look, and it's Aguero with the board and Tommy V.
That's a hack.
Pulls up his hand and says, there, I got that one. It's me in the backcourt.
That's a meat hook coming down too. Just smashing at it. Does not feel good. When that's the hand that's rocking your arm when you're holding on to the ball.
I love the stat about Tommy V. He played in 3 straight grand final series in the Aussie NBL for 3 different teams.
That's incredible winning.
One with Sydney, one with Tasmania, and then one with us up with the Breakers.
The Breakers in between.
Not that order. Winning first with the Kings. Here's Lowe. They collapse on him, he turns it over.
A lot of contact on that pass. Ref's got to see something that takes away an ability to get that pass off like that.
No basket after the 10th Tuatara turnover.
Great depth by Gloger. I love how he didn't run to the block, he ran to the rim and stays right underneath it. Puts Bogdanovic on his back. Take another look at how low he is. Look how low he is down there. Foul called before he gets the catch. Back to Bulls ball.
Second team foul as Aguera's fall away misses. Glover and Pride get tied up.
Bogdanovic and Glover just run into each other there. Glover didn't like it. Thought it was a bit of a cheap shot, but watch that matchup moving forward. Watch out!
Oh my! Another two-hand dunk from Boy Tuach.
Cameron's saying, where's my help? I'm all the way on the baseline. Nobody's on this side of the court. Nice recognition by Tuach on the finish.
Hardy, step back. Low with the rebound.
His eyes right in there, though. He's missed 2 shots, but they've rattled out.
Muhammad finding Bogdanovic. Fighting for it as Aguera goes to Low.
Robbie Lowe just does not have his eye in right now. He passed up one of those shots earlier to get to Muhammad. That's when he normally shoots right away when he's feeling good.
Blogger just runs into Bogdanovic. Hardy operating with Blogger again. Left hand. Oh, that's pretty from the German.
Skilled. Just really nice skill work there, avoiding the contact on the spin and then getting him on the rim with the left.
And then a foul. It's going to be on Hardy. The Muhammad drive.
I mean, both teams are pushing the line of what you can get away with. Take another look at the Glover footwork. To the left, fading away. Rocks the bottom of the net, extending that lead back to 6.
This is bread and butter when you're a big. Able to roll off either shoulder, finish with either hand. Pride missing that. Low on the offensive glass. Again, he misses. And now we've got a foul. As Fotu was in the middle there. Rob Lowe. This is very uncharacteristic Rob Lowe at the moment. He's really not giving much productivity. Just 1 for 5, 3 points for him. 5 rebounds, though, and 2 assists with a steal.
But we're seeing more activity here in the third quarter. He's searching the ball a bit more. He's trying to get involved. And what I really like is that right there. Getting on the offensive glass. If things aren't going your way as a big, you're not getting your touches, well, too bad. Go get yourself some touches. Go rebound the basketball and enforce your will on the game with your skill set. 12th offensive rebound of the game for the Tuatara. If the Bulls don't find a way to temper that advantage, the Tuatara are going to come storming back in this one.
Fotu makes the second. Spent the season in Japan. Division 3, the Gifu swoops.
Oh, the swoops.
Made the quarters, knocked out in the playoffs. Blogger battling with Low. Oh, Till Blogger.
Well, he brought the physicality after Rob Lowe brought it himself. He threw that shoulder to Rob Lowe, almost trying to force the officials to make a call. The call doesn't come, but the bucket does.
Low going at Blogger. And those two bigs matching up and going at each other.
Well, Blogger saying, can I get that same call on the other side? Very similar contract, but I like the mindset of Rob Lowe. You come at me on this side, all right, I'm coming back at you on the other side. Sebastian Gleim saying the same thing, saying that's a foul down there.
That's a good point. It really is. Blogger had to work a couple of possessions earlier in a row.
Well, if there's one thing we know about the whistle is it's not always equal. When they see what they see, they call what they call, and you got to deal with it. Up to this point, I think both teams have done a nice job of not letting a high level of physicality get them out of their games.
Bulls lead is 5. Tuatara have never led in this game. It was a 30-point first quarter explosion for the Bulls. They came out the gates hot. Powered by Tobias Cameron. Now they go through Glover again. Knocking that down. Till Glover. 6 for the game.
6 straight. Till Glover feeling it, showing the range as well. Taking the physicality challenge from Rob Lowe and bringing it back.
This is a really important game for the Bulls. They've lost 4 in a row. Tuach double pump. And we've got a whistle on the baseline. I believe it's going to be a foul against the Bulls.
That's on Glover over the back.
Gleim cannot believe it.
Well, I'm a little surprised there wasn't a foul on this shot by Tuach. A little bit of contact there, but a good no call. Eventually, you can see it in Fast Lake, but that left hand by Glover right in the back of Tuach, that's what garners the whistle.
Tuach finds Low. Patience from Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe made a layup. He's got to feel good about that. A little wry smile on his face as he finally breaks the schneid.
They haven't been a great second half team, the Bulls. They've let leads slip this season. It's Glogger, muscled by Rob Lowe. Here's Zach Riley, traitorous Fotu, and he gets the and one.
Well, Tobias Cameron, I think he had his feet inside the charge circle. The basket counts. Nice patience by Zach Riley. First, we see the defense on this end. Rob Lowe stays on his feet on the step through. And then oh, that's close. That's close. Both feet were outside the charge circle, but they're saying he was not set on time. Really nice creation by Zach Riley. Because he cuts through first, that keeps Cameron from being able to set his feet and take that charge properly. Third personal foul for Tobias Cameron.
Fotu, good spark off the bench in this third quarter.
8 points for him. He's been to the Chemist Warehouse stripe 6 times already, making form.
Nice find from us, Badge. Operating with Blogger again. And a turnover. Good defense by the Tuatara. Here's Riley. To the cup and in. Zach Riley, 6'5", strong young man, turns 22 on Tuesday. Timeout, Bulls.
Well, that's just good basketball. If you're dribbling the basketball, you don't pick that up till somebody stops you. Everybody in the building was thinking highlight. Is he going to drop it to Fotu? Is he going to toss it up to Tuach? Well, no, I'm just going to keep it because I'm dribbling down and Tay Hardy doesn't step up. You don't step up, I'll lay it up. 2 points, tie ball game, timeout to the Bulls.
It's up and down, total normal. It's totally on us. We are not on one page on offense, and we are not good on transition defense. It's all it is. It's us, right? It's not them. When we play ball screen on the side and top, pocket pass open. Pocket pass is open, all right? If they play quick show, we're driving. If they play quick show, we are driving, all right? Hey, we run onside shoulder hip. Ethan. Jordan, you get open. Tay, Tobias. Marcel, you get open. Jordan, you come. Screen. Ethan, reject, other side, all right? Ryan.
Well, I like the timeout. He's not blaming anything else. He just says that we need to take care of ourselves. And if you want to take care of yourself, you can order a large meatball pizza from Sal's. $32.99. Use that QR code or the online code SalsBaller25. Valid until Tuesday the 3rd of June.
Come for the basketball, stay for the Segway.
But it is about the response to the Bulls right now. The Tuatara have stepped back into this game. They've answered the call physically, and they're pounding that rock into the paint. Where do the Bulls go for an answer? The offense has not been great here in the quarter. They've shot the ball 9 times and only hit it twice.
Hardy looking for an option. Finds the offense then. A little bit sluggish and not great out of that timeout, KC. Tuatara defense really good.
Something happened here. Tobias Cameron's grabbing his arm.
He's grabbing his elbow?
That's a bit strange.
That doesn't look good. Tobias Cameron.
He's not yet. He's shaking that. I'm not sure if it was a funny bone, possibly.
Yeah, maybe a stinger.
But he's certainly looking to the grip. That it could be that little funny bone action. Don't like that shot by the Bulls, though. Get something to the basket. Get that ball through hands. Don't let it just stay up top.
Muhammad going at Hardy. And a foul. Luther Muhammad going to work here.
Well, Tay Hardy picks up the foul, and that's his 3rd personal. That's 3 on him, 3 on Marcel Jones, 3 on Tobias Cameron.
I think it just...
almost like where Luther Muhammad's sort of grabbing it.
It's cool, yeah.
Almost took the circulation away for a second.
It's his elbow. He's maybe just a hyperflexion, perhaps. Maybe just ganked a little bit. And he's staying in the game. Missing the first free throw is Luther Muhammad.
Just 1 for 3 from the stripe now.
Averaged 81% last season for the Bulls to Luther Muhammad from the Chemist Warehouse line. Makes the second.
Tuatara's first lead of the ball game.
56-55, 3:36 to go in the third quarter. Ruspatch on the wing, looking for a cutting Hardy.
Nice help there.
Is there to greet him. Marcel Jones, heel of the iron, and it will be Tuatara ball. Adanovic. Muhammad, long 2. Hardy with a rebound. The 4 in the game and setting the pick on the high on ball. Hardy goes down. Tuach with it. Looking for Muhammad. Zach Riley. Corner 3. Adanovic on the glass.
Well, I love that activity by Tom Adanovic, but nobody else was coming with him. So now the Bulls get possession back.
Now it's Jones, the vet, going at Tuach. Adanovic with the rebound.
Great help by Muhammad there. He comes over and forces Marcel Jones away from that little left-hand hook, spinning the other way, forcing the miss.
Muhammad off the glass and in.
Look at the speed. Turning on the Jets and coming down. Zach Riley picks up the foul and Tobias Cameron down there. And Luther Muhammad just telling him, think, buddy. Think, young fella.
Futu and Tuach lead the game for the Tuatara. Low and Pride into the game. The 4 and Jones sit down for the Bulls, and it's Okwera and Gloga.
I love that action, that punch screen high up the court. Let that point guard come down the hill, full speed, attacking the big off the dribble. Very difficult to guard, especially when it's a punch screen, meaning it's on that baseline side, allowing him to drive to the outside instead of back to the middle where the helping side of the defense is.
Here's Tay Hardy. Adanovic on him. The switch from Riley. Ruspatch. Another turnover by the Bulls. It's turnover number 8 now.
And that's as many turnovers in this quarter as they had the entire first half.
Low. To the cup. Too easy.
Great footwork. Faces up. Okwera's expecting the double to come. It never does. That's why he gave up the baseline. When that baseline help doesn't come, easy finish for Rob Lowe and the Tuatara.
It is a 22-8 quarter for the Tuatara here. Bulls offense has looked sluggish. Okwera's fouled.
And that's the last thing you want to do if you're the Tuatara. The Bulls are so desperate for offense right now. The foul sending them to the line by Adanovic is exactly what they needed. And that's the 4th foul, going to be bonus on the next one. You see the body just extends it too much. If he doesn't do that, he'll get away with it. Instead, Okwera off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
We look too much at little things.
Bulls today, just 3 attempts at the free throw line. This will be number 4. They are perfect from the stripe.
But their free throw rate, Casey, only 9th in the league at 25%. Franklin Bulls, yeah, 4 for 4 now.
Way down on that today. They've been dependent on the jump. Oh, Okwera, nice offensive board.
Low, nice rebound to clean it all up. 17.7 attempts a game, just 4 of 5 in this game against the Tuatara. Trying to avoid a 5th straight loss are the Bulls. Adanovic tried to find a teammate, and Rob Lowe picks up the foul on Tobias Cameron.
Well, good professional foul there by Rob Lowe. Was able to get at it, but that is the 5th. So we'll send him to the free throw stripe.
He has no chance.
And Gleim is asking for an unsportsmanlike there. Didn't really play at the ball in his eyes.
But in front he did. That left arm's going towards the arm. Yeah, there was a little bit of extra activity. Officials don't realize yet it's free throws. They do now.
That's 4.
1:09 to go in this third quarter.
So just a little confusion because there was only 4 team fouls up on the board. And Rob was saying that's why I fouled, because I thought we had one to give.
Oh, that's unfortunate then.
Doesn't matter.
What are you thinking about Hey, Lou. Lou!
What a roll.
Tobias Cameron. Tuatara, small group of fans trying to put him off.
Tobias Cameron's first points of the second half, up to 19 now.
This is the second. Here's Luther Muhammad, challenged at the cup. Can't get the roll. Rusbatch comes away with it.
That's such a good challenge by Aquera. Unbelievable job to contest that without fouling.
Great defense from the Tuatara.
Love that.
Stays with the Bulls.
That happens right in front of us. Luther Muhammad, you can see the effort on his face reaching for that ball. Tuatara much more active on this end of the floor in the second half. Defensively, it's been a completely different ball game for them in the third, as you mentioned. 22 points for the Tuatara in the quarter, and now just 10 for the Bulls. So those Cameron free throws.
Hardy backing down Riley. Blogger, mid-range game. Charlie Clyde just comes between Aquera and Jones and grabs the rebound.
Great work. He just out-hustles both of them to that basketball. They have the inside lane.
Riley kicking it out. Bogdanovic in rhythm. It's Tobias Cameron with the rebound. Tuatara are back. Difference of around 3.5 seconds to end this third quarter. Marcel Jones knocks down a corner three. Big hit for the Bulls here towards the end of the third to tie it up at 60.
All created out of paint penetration. Draw the defense, make them collapse, then kick it out for three.
Muhammad given space, gets the runner to go down. And Tobias Cameron to end the third quarter. The Tuatara and the Bulls in a dogfight, low-scoring affair at 62-60 at three-quarter time. And let's go to Casey, who's got Tay Hardy with him.
Well, Tay, a tough quarter offensively. You lost your flow offensively as a squad. How can the Bulls find it in the second half while still playing great D?
Just playing the game, passing the ball without turnovers, just making the right read, execute our plays, and just stay patient.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the fourth quarter. And we will be back after this with the Auckland Tuatara holding a 62-60 lead.
It is a 62-60 advantage to the visitors, the Auckland Tuatara. The battle for the 09, these two teams have played each other in the postseason. And we are back underway. Let's go to Sebastian Gleim. Coach, what did you like in that third quarter? What didn't you like?
We play still physical. It's hard. Sometimes I think the 50-50 calls are not on our side, so we have to fight even more, win physical battles, and stay calm.
Looked like the penetration dried up that quarter, forcing the Bulls into just 13 points overall. How does your team find a way to get that paint penetration?
You know, nothing. It's not a normal call.
Sebastian Gleim, thank you for your
He's
time.
done with us.
He's not happy with what happened to Tay Hardy. And he's not happy with the fact that he took an elbow, looks like, to the face. He's having a conversation with Ryan Jones.
It's really crazy, you know. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, this will be my first look at it, as we see. Well, that's just a bit of a head clash. Nothing untoward there, just reaching for the ball, changing direction. Sometimes those happen.
Luther Muhammad goes down now. He has taken one to the back of the neck. And then, what is all happening here to start the fourth quarter? Luther Muhammad, he's taken one.
Well, I think it was O'Quara behind. I didn't see exactly where the activity came. Fortunate for the Tuatara, because Ethan Rusbatch had a wide open kick for 3 there. And he was waiting on it.
Let's see if we can get a replay of this, because soft ball action here is, he just runs into Gloger, runs into the Berlin wall.
So it's not Gloger's fault. That's one of, it's got to be your teammate. Your teammate has to call that out, and that's the what happened on the head clash with Tay Hardy earlier. That's looks like might be stitches for Zach Riley underneath when you get a cut underneath the eye like that.
Now we're having a conversation as Luther Muhammad has to go. I think he's going to go for a bit of a HIA sort of assessment here, maybe. Well, an HIA assessment is an assessment anyway.
We don't have that in basketball, bro.
I know, exactly. So does he have to sub out and sub back in, perhaps?
Yeah, I think they
Maybe
took him out of the game. So when they stopped the game for injury, he has to sit for at least a possession.
That's what it is. So that makes much more sense from what I was trying to explain.
We could use some head safety, though. Oh, Ethan Rusbatch with the runner.
Unlucky. Ethan Rusbatch hasn't been his game. He's 1 for 11. Tuach going the other way, though. Hanging foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. It is ratcheting up in attention on both ends of the floor from both defenses here.
The physicality has lifted. You can taste the desperation of both teams. The Tuatara trying to find their way back into the top 6. And this Franklin Bull squad showing the fire that had been missing in this 4-game losing streak. The physicality, the effort, the intensity at a much better level than it has been over these past couple of weeks.
Still looking for our first points. We've only had 41 seconds of this quarter.
It's taken a while to get through this 41.
He makes the second. Tuatara lead is 3. Luther Muhammad back in the game. Rusbatch. This Gloger's mid-range game. Rob Lowe has it. Good stop from the Tuatara.
Well, they've locked down the defensive glass here in the second half.
Muhammad for 3.
Oh, jeez. Shimmy.
Clutch.
That is insane. No regard for human life.
The look away to O'Quara. Gloger has it. Going out for Danovich. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Till Gloger has really gotten aggressive around the paint. He's always such a great receiver, always in the right spot, in the dunker spot or at the dunks. But he's just been a bit more aggressive in the second half, especially. He's got 12 points on 60% shooting. Looking to add to it from the Chemist Warehouse stripe here.
Opposite to him.
Well, Gloger at the line this season. 71% shooter. Spent 9 seasons in Germany playing for the Rostock Seawolves. This is his first venture overseas. Marcel Jones read that perfectly. Nice defense from the Bulls. Jones. And now we'll go to the Tuatara.
Excellent play defensively, read the line, and spaced out nicely, had a decent look at it. Muhammad challenged that shot just enough to dissuade the make, but sloppy passing. We saw more of that in the first half, and I'm wondering if this neck of Luther Muhammad's not affecting him more than he's letting it on. Still grabbing it. We haven't seen him as aggressive with the basketball since that happened.
Tay Hardy's back in the game. He's got a bandage around his brow. Muhammad. With the mismatch, Aguero, though, such a long, quick defender. And then Charlie Pride has it blocked by Marcel Jones. Here is Tay Hardy. Back in the game, pull up. That's good, gives the Bulls the lead.
Maybe he's going to be a headband guy now. Pulls out the headband, gets a jump shot, and brings the Bulls back into the lead for the first time this quarter.
Fotu finds Muhammad. Tuach with 7. Nice defense, Tay Hardy.
Oh, 3 seconds on the shot clock, gotta shoot it up.
And a foul.
Oh, wow.
2 seconds to go.
Oh, if that's on Cameron, it's his 4th as well.
It is on Tobias Cameron, foul number 4.
That is so unlucky.
Why is this 50-50 better than our foul? Why is this 50-50 ball on our foul?
So this one I thought was pretty clear from where I was standing. The blue player had position in front, your player came from behind making contact. If they came from opposite angles, it's a different story.
Excellent job by Ryan Jones to explain the call. Took the point and came back at it. Let's see if things come. We have Dan Fotu inside and Tobias Cameron from behind. A solid call, solid explanation. Nice job by Ryan Jones managing the situation.
7:30 to go in this 4th quarter. Bulls with the lead, Tuach with the catch. And he's fouled. 13 foul by the Bulls here, Marcel Jones.
That's not a trouble.
And the fouls are starting to pile up for this Bull squad. Nice pass there. Tuach couldn't catch it cleanly for the finish, but stays patient. Marcel Jones comes inside, gets the hack, and he picks up foul number 4. That's 4 on Jones, 4 on Cameron, 3 on Hardy. For the Bulls, Tommy V with 4 and Zach Riley with 4.
On the Tuatara side of the ledger, Tuach missed the second. Tuatara had the lead. It's 1.
Back and forth we go. This looks like a defensive grind the rest of this one. These teams are just lining on the mark and getting ready to have swings at each other.
Oh my, Tay Hardy put Luther Muhammad on his hip. And it's
so tough.
Good recovery from Muhammad, but Tay Hardy better offense.
Hey, when somebody hits that shot, you just tip the cap, say, hey, I played good D, sometimes I lose.
Here's Charlie Pride. High off the glass, no bucket.
Charles Pride has not had a ton of effect offensively. Had that 3 to open the second half, but outside of that, hasn't really been able to make a dent.
Long 2, Tay Hardy. 4-2 with the rebound. Bulls lead is 1. Trading leads here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, mismatch in the post. Can they get it to Fotu?
Tuach. Low for 3. Good decision, boy, Tuach to give it to Low.
Finally, Rob Lowe finds the range from deep. Apparently just his 2nd shot from deep on the day. He's 1 for 2.
Here's Hardy operating with Low on him. Finds Jones. Oh, great recognition from Marcel Jones.
And the recognition is from Goldberg. He's pointing to the top immediately, saying, get the ball up there. The perfect time flash from Jones for the assist.
Luther Muhammad. Rob Lowe again for 3.
Back.
Bangs down another.
Don't let him get 1, because then he's going to get 2. Josh Ledger loves it. The Tuatara have picked up that offensive efficiency here in the second half.
Tough screen from Blogger. Tay Hardy answers with 3 of his own.
How tough is that? Dribbles around. Rob Lowe thinks he's got the length to contest. But Tay Hardy says he ain't close enough.
We're tied 71 and Muhammad says no, we're not.
Well, just gets the switch outside. He sees who's guarding him and explodes to the rim. Suddenly we got a little bit of pep in the steps out here.
Great screen by Lowe to set that up. Straight line drive. Tay Hardy going with Glogger again up high. Muhammad on him, and it's shovel pass to Akwera, who drives, kicks. Rusbatch, surely. Rusbatch, it hasn't been his afternoon, but it stays with the Bulls.
Now it's interesting, they've given him, the possession stays here. Really nice look at it. Tuatara does the job on the glass, but can't corral it into his hand. And that gives possession back to the Bulls. Counts as an offensive rebound. Just their 7th of the day.
Riley has a bandage under his eye. Tay Hardy has a bandage around his head.
What a tip.
And it's going to be an offensive interference. Or is it? Because they're going to meet here.
If the ball's on the rim, you can't hit it off the rim. If it's actually sitting on the rim. So what he's saying there is the ball sitting on the rim and hitting out. If it's above, you can knock it out.
It's a 44.
No basket.
He has a shot.
Whose possession does that go to? It wasn't a clear possession, was it? Rob Lowe knocks it out, so that's, it was a clear possession, straight to the Tuatara there. Nice job by the officials once again to have that chat. They looked at it, said it wasn't on the rim, legal play.
This has been a physical game. Muhammad took one to the back of the neck. Tobias Cameron's been on the walls as well. Zach Riley with the up fake. Kick out. Rob Lowe for another 3 in a row. Tobias Cameron has it.
Good offense, but the door is open for the Bulls.
Jordan Hunt back to Tay Hardy. The creativity. The Tuatara want to travel. They get a stop though.
A lot on the shoulders of Tay Hardy right now. Needs some kind of movement before he gets the ball to reset that Tuatara defense.
Nice catch. Vidanovic corner ball 3. Falls to Akwera eventually.
Nice job by Akwera rebounding that out of the cylinder, keeping possession.
Jordan Hunt given room. Knocking down that 3. Jordan Hunt enters the chat.
Well, once again, Tay Hardy controlling the offense. Picks up his 9th assist of the ball game to go along with 19 points.
Just a second bucket as Tobias Cameron goes down. Muhammad takes the lead back.
Love the drive by Muhammad. I'm not so sure about the flop by Cameron, but there's activity happening all over the hardwood.
75-74, Tuatara with the lead. Tobias Cameron in deep on Low. Puts it off the glass and in. Timeout for the Tuatara.
Catch your breath, Andrew Mulligan. Bulls back in the lead. The seesaw affair continues. Tobias Cameron now with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Out there playing with 4 fouls. Start of the day looking like he's finishing strong. Neither team has an answer defensively here in the 4th.
I want loops. And I want to go into Robbie Lowe. Okay, loops Robbie Lowe's side. Keep Akwera out here, keep him occupied. If Robbie, you don't have anything, you got uphill dribble handoff with Luther all the way up here. Cool? You know how to run loops as a guard? Just fly out. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I want to make sure we get every rebound, okay? So we're playing out of loops. If we're playing at pace, play the drag, Lou. If you're taking 5 dribbles, get that shit on, okay? And let's get it going second side. Be wary of the double team in the post, Rob. Everyone be ready to shoot. Hey, there's some threes coming. There's some threes coming. Let's go.
Press break, press break.
Hey, short passes, short passes.
The 2 stats I'm looking at for the rest of this game, Moles, turnovers. Tuatara have 12. In this 4th quarter, they haven't committed 1 turnover yet. Offensive rebounds, Tuatara have 14 to the Bulls 7. If that stays where it's at, that's going to be tough.
They had 9 turnovers at halftime to the Tuatara, just 3 in the second half. They've tightened things up. The offensive glass has been productive for them. 14 for the Tuatara. Luther Muhammad was a Bull last season, MVP of the league. Now he's at the Tuatara. Rob Lowe picks it back out, 6 to shoot. Luther Muhammad into his bag, settles for a 3, and he knocks him down. Luther Muhammad.
Oh, beautiful hesitation. Keeps it low, forces Aquera to take that half step back before shooting it.
27 for Luther Muhammad as Rob Lowe tries to go bull riding on Tay Hardy.
Hey. 8 seconds or less. I don't know if you're going to stay on there. Beautiful shot by Muhammad. Rocks him to sleep. Shot clock running down. And the Bulls are going to have a timeout with 18 seconds on the clock. Rob Lowe gets that block early clean, and then Tay Hardy just squats the big fella.
78-76. Here's Sebastian Gleim.
That's all right. Tay. Ethan. Jordan. David. Tobias. We run stagger. We run stagger over top. Same time, 3 players. Ethan. Got to slip. Pass. Open. All right? We need. All right? Got to score. We keep low. All right? We keep low, and you have to make him drive on the left hand. Make him drive on the left hand. All right? And then hand up.
5 games remain in the season for the Bulls after this one. Just 7 remain for the Tuatara, the Bulls, on a 4-game losing slide. The Tuatara not doing much better. They're on the outside looking into the top 6. The Bulls grimly hanging on. 2:41 to go in this 4th quarter. Tuatara with a 2-point lead.
Who wants some more? That's what it's going to come down to. Who can go out there and grab it?
Hunt with the drive. Blocked by Fotu.
Basket interference called.
Got him on the backboard in the ring. You can see that from our vantage point, it's shaking still.
I think what happened is he caught the net on the way through the block. That shook the rim. That takes away the opportunity for a clean shot.
We've seen it all as Tobias Cameron goes down for the 800th time today. He's back up.
They want Rob Lowe on the post again. Oh, hop to high-low.
Rob Lowe, and he's fouled.
What a pass by Vodanovic on that flash. Not a lot of space for it getting in there. He doesn't lob it, he fires it through.
Just the patience of the veteran Rob Lowe.
All right, take another look at it. He knows it's got to go high, but look at that angle. There's nothing there. And Cameron and Aquera both in the same spot, but can't force the miss. Fortunate for the Bulls, that wasn't Cameron's foul.
Five team fouls for the Bulls, Casey, with 2:18 to go. Just 2 for the Tuatara. Get your team merch there with the QR code as well.
Those fouls to give for the Tuatara, not exactly great. If it comes down the stretch, you're going to have to want to put them in the bonus. That could come into play as well.
Here's Tay Hardy. Jordan Hunt. Bangs down another one. Jordan Hunt off the bench and having to say.
A couple of threes, the layup. A play a go, 5 straight points for a Hunt. Grabs the lead again.
Multiple lead changes in this quarter. 81-79, the Bulls take control. Rob Lowe off to the left. Fotu finds it. What a hustle. Rob Lowe, the kick out. Riley for 3. Aquera with the rebound. Rob Lowe goes down.
You love the effort. That's his ankle. His ankle's not feeling great. Fotu can't steal it. Rob Lowe's out.
He's limping. Aquera gets the roll. The lead is 4.
Rob Lowe has been struggling with this ankle. Has not practiced much since he went down before the international break. And obviously just tweaks it out there, chasing after the ball. 4 points down. Don't think he'll be on the court for the remainder of this one. And we cannot go into the huddle in the last 2 minutes, so we won't hear the strategy. But the strategy for the Tuatara is we got to find a way to score quickly. The activity by the Bulls defensively has been phenomenal these last 3 or 4 possessions. Take another look at Rob Lowe. He goes inside here. Yeah, just catches that ankle roll. Trying to get up into it, chasing that basketball. Excellent box out by Aquera.
Tuatara have the fight next round. And on the road to the Jets and the Saints after that. 5 games remaining for the Bulls. A huge win if they can hold on here. They have the Saints next. That's an acid test as well. Then they have to go to Southland and play the Sharks. This is how it looks for the live ladder. The Bulls, they hang on here. They move into 5th. The Hawks play the Giants tomorrow, though. And the Tuatara, they slip down the ladder to 9th. Back underway.
Where did the Tuatara go now? They've been going to Rob Lowe the last 4 or 5 minutes. Now who's the answer?
Have to be disciplined, the Bulls. They've got 5 team fouls. Riley, clean look off to the right.
Zach Riley, 2 great looks from deep on these last couple of possessions, unable to knock it down, but they're not out. 1 stop keeps them in it.
Working the clock down. Under a minute to go. Tay Hardy stepping through.
How is that not cleared?
None coming. Turnover. It's not called, but it's a defensive stop. Tay Hardy with the poke away. He slides out of bounds.
Well, you love the work rate. Getting himself back into the play. It is allowed in this gym. The Bulls faithful can taste the victory over their 09 rivals.
83-79, Tuatara ball. 42.6, Gleim screaming instructions. Riley on the baseline. Muhammad, Jordan Hunt on him. Pull up, long 2, knocking it down. They extend their pressure.
Do not want that switch. They do not want Jordan Hunt going to Luther Muhammad. Nice job by Muhammad recognizing it, creating the space in the Jimmy.
Here's Aquera. Tay Hardy. Looking for an option. Jordan Hunt's been huge in the 4th. Down to 5. Tobias Cameron to Jordan Hunt. Contested 3. Tobias Cameron saved it.
Nice step
and we've got a shot clock violation. It will be Tuatara ball. 83-81 timeout. 14.3 to go. Both teams have their BNZ player timeout available as well.
The Tuatara have 2 fouls to give. If they don't score, they're going to have to keep fouling immediately multiple times. If I'm the Tuatara, I'm going for my first best look. It doesn't have to be a 3, doesn't have to be a 2. Just the first best look you can get. For the Bulls, anything but a foul or a 3-point shot. Force them on the interior. Don't let them have an open look. Make them put it on the deck if they're outside the 3-point line and dribble by you. But do not foul, especially not on the inbound. You want to give them the game from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Who will it go to? What will Cam Glidden have drawn up on that whiteboard? The Bulls, huge defensive possession coming up here. Tobias Cameron and Luther Muhammad tied as to who is your game MVP. 43% each. Ethan Rusvatch has some family voting. Poor Ethan hasn't had the greatest game shooting the ball. He's 1 for 13, but they have the lead.
But it's not about efficiency in a game like this. It's about heart. It's about effort. It's about desire. You're going to miss some shots, but if you're out there working, if you're getting stops, you're getting rebounds, that's what it's all about. And both teams have done well to come together as a collective. Now 14 seconds left. The Tuatara have 1 more bucket in them.
Will we head to overtime? Will they go for the win? 7 to go. Luther Muhammad. Vidanovic with a clean look. Knocking down the 3. 3 seconds to go. Timeout Bulls. Tommy B. Huge hit.
Tom Vidanovic hits his first triple of the day. He was 0 for 5 from deep before that one. He was 3 for 10 from the field. Luther Muhammad draws 2 defenders. Aquera's worried about him. They ain't worried about Tommy V. Rusvatch's contest too late. 3 seconds left in the ball game. Can the Bulls respond after Tommy V hits the big one?
Shocks the gym at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Tuatara Their season on the line with this one. They take a 1-point lead.
Coming into this game, Tommy V shooting 25% from the three-point.
Yeah, it's not great, Casey.
And guess what? It does not matter.
It does not.
Because he's got that game mentality. He's a dog, baby. And it's time to bark, he's gonna bite. And he bit a big one off there with that triple.
Vodanovic giving the Tuatara season a pump. Knocking down a huge, huge three, a shot on the arm. What do they have up their sleeves here for the Bulls? 3 seconds to go.
Remember, the Tuatara have 2 fouls to give. If I'm the Tuatara, the second that ball gets inbound, foul. Lose a second, comes in again, foul. Lose another second. That'll cut them down to 1, but they can't do it on a shot attempt.
You've got to be careful where and when you take that foul, though.
On the second that ball gets inbounds on the catch, I'm wrapping somebody up. Let's see if the Tuatara, what the Tuatara do.
Cameron to inbound. 3 seconds. Here's Tobias Cameron. Tate Hardy, will he get it? They want the 5-second call. They take the BNZ player timeout. What a heads-up play from Tobias Cameron. Glidden screaming for the 5-second call. Thought he had it.
Nice job by the Tuatara. Defensively communicative. Talking about where Russ Batch was and Tate Hardy was. I would have liked to see Tate Hardy get that same catch right around the block, a little bit too far out with 3 seconds left. On that timeout, ball goes to the other side. It's going to be Russ Batch coming off the screen up top and Tate Hardy on the cross screen. They're both just realizing where the ball is.
It's Cameron again. What can he get? It's Tate Hardy to call game. He can't get it. The Tuatara survive. What a tremendous win by the Tuatara. They come back in the dead. The Bulls can't get a clean look and a hit. And it's going to be 5 straight losses in a row.
Feel for the Bulls. This is the type of game nobody deserves to lose, but somebody's got to. And the Tuatara with just enough down the stretch to overcome a determined Bull squad.
84-83. What a tough loss for the Bulls to take here. The Tuatara season is still alive. Luther Muhammad is your game MVP. What a finish here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. These two 09 rivals fought another classic. They played all the way back in game number 1 of the Sal's NBL 25 season. And they have a thriller here in round 11 on your Sunday afternoon. Luther Muhammad is your game MVP. Is voted by you at home on the mixandpick.com. Let's go to Casey, who's got Tom Vodanovic.
Well, Tommy, 0 for 5 from 3 before that shot. The play gets run. Luther wants to know too. He wants the answer. What's going through your mind when that one gets swung to you?
I'm telling you, he's a downhill player for game. He kicked it back to me. He trusted in me, man. We fought to get back to that point. We were down so many times in that game, and I'm just glad we came away with it.
Talk about the
hell of a response.
Talk about the Tuatara mindset in this game. You were down multiple times, started off slowly. Each time you came back, the Bulls had an answer. What was the mindset like in this one as a collective?
I mean, we just wish we didn't get into those holes, but we kept fighting back. I mean, it's nice to show we got some fight when we get down. We'd just much rather not get down like that.
What's this performance say to the rest of the league about where the Tuatara are and where they're going to be in a couple of weeks?
We're finally complete now, I think, right? Now we get to string a few weeks of trainings and games together that hopefully we can all grow together and see what happens.
Appreciate the time. Hell of a shot.
Well done to Tom Vodanovic. And it's a tremendous performance by the Tuatara. Tom Vodanovic knocking down that 3 to give them the win. They survived the last couple of seconds from the Bulls, who have a heartbreak loss to take here. 84-83, their 5th straight. And it's going to be a quiet old gym at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Tate Hardy. Here he is with Casey Frank.
Well, Tay, tough game, a heck of a performance. The Bulls showed a lot of heart coming back time after time, but at the end fell short. What do you think happened down the stretch?
Man, it's just we can't blame it on one play. I think it was just some miscommunication on that last play. But hell of a fight from our Bulls team, and we're just gonna keep pursuing and keep working on us.
Which is the next question. You know, for that now, unfortunate 5 losses in a row, but you've been right there on the cusp of finding victory. What's the key to the Bulls trying to find a way to dig out of this hole and get back on track for a finals position?
Consistency, the whole 40 minutes of the game, communication on offense and defense, just try to keep our ruts in the game to a minimum, and just keep fighting, man. We still have the will to win, so we just gotta keep going out there and showing it.
And just finally, how's the head? You got a bit of a bandage on there.
Yeah, man. Just got hit in the head, man. I'm fine though. Nothing crazy. Just a little gash.
Always better on the head than anywhere else.
Yeah, facts.
Appreciate the time.
84-83. A thriller at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The Tuatara with the win. All smiles between owner and coach there. What a game. Jordan Hunt was huge down the stretch. A reflective Jordan Hunt sitting and just wondering how it went wrong again. 5th straight loss for the Bulls in the Cowles NBL. And let's go to Luther Muhammad back in the building. This time for the Tuatara. He had 41 against them last season. Here he is with Casey.
Well, Moles just mentioned you had 41 against the Tuatara a season ago. Now you're wearing their colors, coming up against the Bulls, big down the stretch. What was the key to the resiliency of the Tuatara in that 4th quarter? A couple of times it looked like I was out of reach, but you always bounce back.
Really just staying poised. I mean, we got a lot of experienced guys, including myself, and we've been in these situations before. It's all about staying with it, taking it, possessing that at a time, and always don't get too high, don't get too low, and stay poised. And we did that and came out with the win.
9 turnovers at the half, only 3 turnovers in the second half, really turned that around. How did you start doing a better job not being affected by that pressure the Bulls were bringing?
Really just getting a little bit more physical with the ball and being sure of the passes. Some passes in the first half we wasn't really sure of, and we was passing them, and that was the reason why we was turning them over. So we cleaned it up second half, and it helped us to come out with a win.
I appreciate the time. Great job and great look going forward.
Thank you.
Luther Muhammad had 3 turnovers at halftime, just 1 in the second half. Stepped up his game. He had 29 for the Tuatara. See there, 6 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. He relished the opportunity to go at his old team. What a great matchup it was against Tay Hardy in his bag, creating, dishing, scoring when they needed him. And Luther Muhammad, what an addition mid-season for the Tuatara after losing Dave O'Hickey. And he had a smile all around. He's got a smile to exit the building after that one, Casey Frank.
Smiles for the Tuatara, but a despondent Bulls team to be right on the cusp of victory and give it up at the end. Taking a look at the stats, not much in between these 2 squads in the field goals. The Bulls' efficiency from deep made up for the offensive rebounding and rebounding prowess of the Tuatara. You see that 20 trips to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the Tuatara, doubling up the opportunities the Bulls got there. 7 turnovers for the Franklin Bulls, just 12 for the Tuatara overall, and that's after 9 in the first half.
It has been a hectic round 11 in the Cowles NBL. The Jets get a win, the Phi take a win off the Bulls at Globox Arena in Hamilton, and the Saints and the Nuggets dueled it out yesterday. The Rams squeeze one out against the Hawks, and then you can see there the Tuatara getting the dub. Still more ball tomorrow on your King's birthday holiday. Giants and Hawks from Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. And that is how the ladder looks. The Bulls fall to 7 and 8. They stay in that 6th spot. There's still plenty of basketball to come, because you can see there the Phi and the Tuatara are hunting down that 6th spot. Tuatara getting the win here.
And what you're looking at in the ladder now isn't wins, it's losses. Because you can make up the wins, but you can't take away the L's. As we take a look at the next week's activity, the game tomorrow, of course, and then we're picking up from Wednesday in round 12, right back here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Center.
Yeah, huge round 12 coming up. Everybody having everything to say about this one. trying to stay alive. 9 teams looking for 6 spots. The Giants can win out, make it 10 teams. The Nuggets can't make it, unfortunately, but the Giants can give themselves a real shot in the arm with a win over the Hawks. That'll be tomorrow from 1 p.m. on Sky Sport. The Bulls lose another. That's their 5th in a row. The Tuatara and Luther Muhammad stay alive. And it will be a big old game tomorrow. On behalf of the Sky Sport crew, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
occupied.